everyone, welcome back to the Silly Points podcast. I'm here with Aarav Kapur, Rishi Arjun, and Rohan Venkatsweran, and I'm Sudha Srinivasan, and we're going to be talking about the IPL auction buys. And we'll just be going through each team, working our way down the table, starting with the champions. Although they weren't top of their table in the IPL 2021, we'll be starting with them, talking about their buys, who had a successful auction, and who really missed out. So we'll get started with CSK.
Okay, I guess I'll start it off. I guess when you look at CSK, they kind of, I think just like in every mini auction, they usually try to buy one or two big players, and then they try to keep most of their core back. So if you look at their team, right, they've retained Gaikwad, Dhoni, and Jadeja, and then they kept Dwayne Bravo. They spilled like half their budget on trying to keep Deepak Chahar, who's been very crucial for them in the last 4 or 5 seasons. Yeah. How much did Deepak Chahar? Even for like 12, 13 crore, I believe.
14 crore.
14. So he was the most expensive Indian bowler in the auction. And then they've kept Rayudu as well. They've let go of a few players. They didn't buy back Faf du Plessis, who was a big for them last season. Instead, they've gotten New Zealand's new superstar Devin Conway. And I think they've gotten him for a steal. They didn't pay a lot. And I think
just 1 crore.
Yeah, just 1 crore. Considering how much Faf du Plessis went in the auction, I think Conway is a very good replacement, especially considering he comes at a much lower price. So yeah, they didn't. I mean, if you really just look at the team, it's just really Adam Mill and Deepak Chahar and along with Conway like biggest buys.
Yeah,
Chris
they
Jordan
gave
as
up
well.
Hazelwood.
Hazelwood and Tucker both
crucial.
left. They tried to bid back for both of them, if I remember correctly, but they went away for too much money. So in the end, they had to replace them with people like Chris Jordan and Shivam Dubey.
Yeah, I guess Hazel has been doing well. Adam Mill and who's the other pacer they got?
Chris Jordan.
Chris Jordan. They're like not as good as Hazel, but they were cheaper.
Yeah, they shelled out 3.6 crore for Chris Jordan because he can also bat.
What do you guys think about the
they're
fact
not at the
that
same quality, right?
That's true.
What do you guys think about the fact that CSK is still sticking to some old guns like Raidu, Uthappa, or like Bravo? I mean, these players aren't going to be there for 5-6 years. So
that's why I think they bought them in this auction and not in the they didn't retain them. I didn't think they should have retained Dhoni, but obviously their fans would have rioted. But I thought Bravo is a good buy for now because even though they spent 4.4 crore on him, if he retires next year, that's 4.4 crore they can spend in the next auction on someone else. In that sense, I think buying the old guys who won you the championship last season was good enough.
Yeah. Is that how it works? Like if Dwayne Bravo just retires, they just get to use that 4.4 crore on someone else?
Yeah,
I mean, you can
his money gets off the books.
His
money gets off the books. They already have 2.95 crore available. They just didn't spend it during the auction.
I mean, can you really argue with CSK? I mean, they've won so many times.
Yeah,
I playoffs. Like you can keep calling them Dad's Army. It seems to work. And I mean, Gaikwad, they still have young players in Gaikwad. Jadeja is not old. And Adam Mill, Deepak Chahar, these are still like very, very talented players. I think one thing, guys can correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't got every team memorized, but CSK has always been a super spin heavy team, right? Mm-hmm. So they have Jadeja and Moeen Ali.
Jadeja and Moeen. When I made a team for CSK, basically I chucked in a ton of all-rounders and none of them are fast bowlers except for Jadeja and Moeen. They don't have a true specialist spinner.
They have no special spinner. They had Harbhajan.
They had Imran Tahir for a while.
They had Chawla like a few years ago.
Okay, so I guess they're just gonna depend on. I mean, Jadeja is a bowler.
Who was their like specialist spinner last year? Do you remember? Did they have one, or was it just Jadeja and Moeen?
It could have just been Jadeja and Moeen.
I think that's good enough.
Did they not have a leggy?
They had Tahir, right? And then
Tahir didn't play.
He didn't play.
I feel like he didn't play.
Yeah,
Tahir played one match in the beginning.
Tahir's last season was 2019. He was the best bowler. So yeah. So I guess they don't have a special spinner, but I think Jadeja is a better spinner than a lot of special spinners. And Moeen is a very improved spinner if you see the T20 World Cup and all.
I agree.
Obviously, I think he's more important to his batting here. But I think what are your you just have 2 spinners in the 11 you made, Rohan?
Yeah, my 11 is actually, it's so batting heavy, it's kind of crazy. Number 11 can bat as well. So it's Gaikwad, Conway, Raidu, Moeen, Shivam Dubey, Jadeja, Dhoni, Bravo, Chris Jordan, Deepak Chahar, and Rajwardhan Hangarkar. So literally every single person in this team can bat, and like 7 people can bowl. It
So,
seems really, really potent.
I do think they'll play a third spinner. And see, Chepak, their home ground tends to favor spin. So I think
Looking at their team though, maybe the only, I mean, I don't know a lot of these uncapped Indian guys, but
one of them has to be a spinner, and they'll play him.
yeah, that's
I
probably what's gonna happen unless they ditch one of their overseas players for Tikshana, which probably won't happen. Like Bravo,
There's a Sri
Jordan.
Lankan player,
They have
Mahesh
Santner as a
Tikshana,
spinner as
yeah.
well, right?
Yeah. So, sorry, what did you say, Suraj?
No, go ahead. You can talk about Tikshana. Yeah.
Oh, I was saying, yeah, Tikshana, like they can try playing him, but I'm not dropping Conway, Moeen,
No,
Bravo, or Jordan. They spent too
it'll be
much
an
money on
Indian.
those guys. Yeah.
No, they have
That's right.
Bhagat Varma, who's a bowling all rounder who bowls all spin.
They have
I don't know
Santner
that
as
guy.
well, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's-
but again, they're not going. I mean, I guess depending on the
They have that
conditions, you
extra
can drop
overseas
Jordan
slot
for
as well.
Santner.
They
Well, no,
do. CSK always has an extra overseas spot, right? They've even played
Yeah.
with 3 overseas before. So if they can, they could fit Sandner there. Though I think having Sandner when you have Jadeja is just like too similar for players. Fit
I
them,
guess
but-
just having that extra spinner will be good.
yeah, I do. I'm pretty confident Chennai will play 3 spinners in most teams, especially with 2 of the spinners.
they
in
spent
bats.
1.9 crores on Santner, so
Yeah.
that's
They've always
Yeah.
had
costly
Sandner
for
in
a
their
player
squad,
like
but
that.
never played him though. So it's like
But the
True.
thing is, they spent 3.6 on Jordan, so like almost double, and then 4.4 on Bravo.
So who
if
are
you're
your
looking
overseas
purely-
players?
Bravo, Conway, Jordan, and Moeen.
okay, Mill is definitely better than Jordan. Come on.
But
That
then why
one-
did they? I mean, I was just mostly going off the skill, but also how much money they were willing to shell out, right?
But
I think-
then Milne
I think
can't
yeah,
bat.
if you want
right?
to, if you want to,
But they don't
for
need
like
batting. They have
replacement
They
Rajwar
don't
players,
need
Ranvir
batting.
at number 11, and he was coming in as a pinch hitter for the India U19 and scoring like 35.
Okay, yeah, they CSK never needs batting depth. I mean, Dwayne Bravo will bat 9. He's a
You can
He-
have Dhoni batting 9, and no one will bat a 9.
yeah. So
See, the
I
thing
would
with
pick Adam
CSK
Mill.
is that no matter how much you spend on a particular player, at the end of the day, it's up to the owner. So I think last year they spent 8.4 crores on Krishnappa Gautam.
He
and he
didn't
didn't play
play.
a game. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's up to Dhoni. Like
I
he
think I
has all
agree with
these resources
Rishi.
with him.
And Adam Milne will probably play. on
The
this
only
team.
thing is-
he's as close to Hazelwood.
Yeah.
To that,
Yeah,
that
that's
could get,
true.
right. So it's gonna be
He's
like
super.
for
He's super injury prone. So maybe like Chris Jordan he won't play a full season, possibly.
I think Adam Milne also played really well in the 100.
Yeah.
He did,
and also
yeah.
maybe Big Bash as well. So
and he's
playing
been
well.
he's back in New Zealand squads in like limited overs. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's not in their first team yet, but he's back in their squads. He's quick too. He's quicker than Hazelwood.
Yeah, no, he's very quick.
Yeah.
If you were to, why don't we do this after each team? If you were to give a rating out of 10 for their auction, what would you say?
I don't know if CSK had a great auction. I just
Looking
kinda
at their
believe-
first choice 11.
I kinda
Well,
just
it
believe
doesn't
it.
seem that great because they just bought a lot
Yeah.
of like same
I kinda
players,
just
right? So it doesn't
believe
feel
that they'll do well.
exactly. I mean,
Like, do you want to rate the auction or the team?
The team wants the
Oh, the
auction.
team 8, 9, playoffs.
I agree.
bound.
I'm saying 7 or 8.
Playoffs bound.
Yeah, 7.
Always. Yeah.
that's tough. I mean, last season I would have said like 7 or 8. and
I
then
agree.
They ended up winning, right? So it's,
Yeah,
it's
You know what
tough.
I said? Remember what I said in the last year's preview?
Well, yeah, that
I
was-
said I said CSK fans should stop complaining. After one bad season, they'll win again because they're just CSK.
yeah.
It's from the guy who hates CSK the most.
Mhm.
Okay, I guess
Yeah.
that's. I think the only thing that like, why Shivam Dubé? That's it. That's the only thing That's the only weakness I see.
If
like-
you can pay for Shivam Dubé and not play him, that's another team that can't play Shivam Dubé. So at that point, when you have 2.5, when you have almost 3 core left, you can just afford to just pick players and take them away from other teams.
I
I
mean,
guess.
he's like a batting version of Charlotte Docker, if anything.
Sure, I think
Like,
that's a decent
he's like kind of
comparison.
what that role is. They were never going to be able to keep Charlotte Docker and Deepak Chahar. Both players are like built up at CSK, so their price value has gone up so much.
I also think they're very similar as players.
Docker and Chahar.
I think Thakur is more of a death bowler, although he goes for runs. But
Yeah,
someone
that's
like a
what
Chahar,
someone was
he'll-
telling me as
yeah.
well.
Their roles are still similar, and they've kind of like they kind of got into the CSK setup in the same time. They've kind of wanted to get. You definitely attribute them together. They've even made the India squads at the same time.
Yeah.
I think we can move on. KKR would be second, right? If we're going by last year.
No, DC.
I honestly forgot who was in the final.
KKR was in the final, right?
KK was in the final.
Oh, okay. I thought we were going by the table. All right, that's fine. Yeah, we'll do KKR.
I think KKR's team looks pretty good, just overall.
But why
Only
Rehan? That's
problem
my
is
only
I don't-
question.
They don't have a proper opener. Is the one
have
thing.
Hales,
If they-
right?
yeah, but the thing is, okay, I guess I can say my team that I made for them.
Sure.
Rahane, Venkatesh Iyer, Rana, Shreyas Iyer, Billings, Russell, Cummins, Nareen, Shivam Mavi, Umesh Yadav, and then Varun Chakravarti. The
That's
problem
nice.
is they didn't really get a good Indian wicketkeeper. They have Sheldon Jackson.
Sheldon Jackson's really good. I think in the domestic circuit, especially, I think
Mhm.
people really respect him.
Wait,
And I think he could actually open alongside Venkatesh Iyer.
In that
think-
case, then yeah, they could play Hales instead of Billings.
Hmm.
And
think,
Rahane
uh,
doesn't need to play.
Do you
Sam
not have
Billings.
Cummins in your team?
I do.
I think Sam
Oh.
Billings will play.
If Sam Billings plays, then it's 100% that Russell, Nareen, and Cummins will play. So you can't play another overseas player, which in which case they either have to choose Rane or some rando Indian to open.
They'll go with Rahane. I believe, because they'll take that one. He's the only one who's like he's kind of that anchor player. They have Venki Iyer, Shreyas Iyer, and Nitish Rana. I think, and Ajinkya Rahane. I think that'll be their top four.
That's what I had as well.
I think Billings will be their gatekeeper. I think Billings he's done fairly well in the past year. And I think he's not been a constant in any IPL team, but he's been picked in IPL team since 2016 now. I think
Mhm.
KKR he'll have the best chance now to really possibly become like what a Bear Store Butler is for their franchises. Russell and Ryan will get picked no matter what.
They
Obviously,
got retained. They have to. And
Yeah,
then Cummins
they're
got paid a
retained.
huge bag, so
They've
he's getting
been-
picked as well.
they've been in KKR for what 2012, 2011. So
Something
they're
like that. Yeah.
they're KKR legends. I think. I think KKR's auction all kind of revolved around them just buying Shreyas Iyer. And I'm pretty confident Shreyas Iyer will be. They haven't announced Shreyas Iyer's captain, right?
No, they have not yet. But I mean, they don't really have anyone else unless
Yeah.
Pat Cummins is going to be their captain. But usually, you want an Indian guy anyway.
Yeah, so it'll be Shreyas Iyer captain. The players that won not won the IPL, but they got them to the final after a very miserable first half. They have their superstar players: Venkatesh Iyer, Varun Chakravarti, Russell Narayan. They got back Rana as well and Shivam Mavi. So
Shivam Mavi, they paid a ton for. They paid 7.25 crore, same as Cummins for Shivam Mavi. So he has to play.
Indian pace bowlers have gotten some money in this auction. I think a lot of that has to do with how successful Indian fast bowlers have been in the international scene and the depth. And you're seeing like domestic ones now, and it's not like your superstar Indian pacers, but yeah.
Yeah, in fact,
Did you guys
Umesh Yadav
see
got paid
Bumrah's-
at base price. Same Ishant Sharma went
Hmm.
unsold, so like that.
Yeah. Did you guys see Bumrah's tweet?
What
It
did he
was
say?
like just a bunch of emojis, and apparently it was like I think he meant that if he had gone to the auctions, he would have got like 16 crore or something. But
Oh,
right now
yeah.
he's being paid 12.
Oh, easily. There's a reason Rashid Khan did not was like said
Yeah.
runners to screw themselves.
But
when they
there's also a
started.
reason why Bumrah stayed.
Yeah.
Loyalty.
But I think KKR looks good. I mean, I think the truth is they were never going to get a lot of players after they spent that much on Shreyas Iyer. So I mean, they kind of went for like backup overseas players like Hales, Billings. I think it's Hales would probably come into if Hales was in the he might be the best player in their squad, batsman in their squad, especially as a T20 mercenary. I don't know if they could fit him.
The only way they fit him is by dropping Billings and playing Sheldon
And
Jackson.
Yeah.
That could be the option, and then you replace Sheldon Jackson will replace Rahane then, right?
Yes.
Not a terrible option. Rahane's not even been that good in IPL in a long time, and even
Yeah, Rani was
he's,
back in like
and he's a ball chewer
2014.
too, and he's also a ball chewer, so it's not like he doesn't really he could have a negative impact on KKR too, but he's also experienced, and I mean we've talked about Rahane a lot in other formats. But he has a lot to prove himself overall.
Yeah.
But-
I'd say KKR, I would give them like another 7. I think having watched or not watched, but having seen the results of this auction, buying back players who are really good for high prices and then spending spending slow amounts on everyone else has turned out to be a decent strategy. So I would say like 7, 8, similar to CSK.
Yeah, their team looks good. I mean, Russell and Narayan, I think a lot always depends on them. Narayan kind of like a turnaround last season from having a few bad IPLs. I don't know where he's at right now, especially because I think he again said he's not going to be available for West Indies selection because he's not comfortable with his action yet. So I don't know where he's at. Plus, the idea of Narayan as a batsman's done. Russell too, if he's at like 2019 Russell, yeah, they KKR could be unstoppable. I mean, I don't think they'll be in the bottom 2. I'm not going to say they're playoffs round. Venki Iyer could be a one season wonder too. I mean, he played half a season, so you can't really bank on him again. He's not.
He also popped off in the Vijay Hazare Trophy though, so
Yeah.
maybe not.
He's in the
He
India
didn't
ODI
do too well
T20
as
squad for West
internationally,
Indies, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah. What do you say, Suraj?
No, he didn't do too well internationally for India.
yeah,
In
but
Yeah.
he got like one
ODIs
match
as
and
well.
he's not opening. He's not gonna do well if he doesn't open. Yeah, I mean Shreyas Iyer, I mean Shreyas Iyer is the one bank player that I could see. He's the player you can kind of guarantee a 400 run season. I think he'll be huge for KKR, and I mean he's a huge player. I mean, there's a reason. He's definitely one of the best Indian domestic players you can have right now.
He proved why he didn't get retained, or why he chose not to get retained by Delhi.
Yeah,
No, I think Delhi chose not to retain him.
No, they
Or
wanted
Delhi,
to.
we will play the. Okay, I think. Wait, Delhi's next, right? In the conference?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think okay. Let's just move on to Delhi, right?
They wanted to retain Shreyas, and he said
Oh,
no.
but they weren't offering him the captaincy position.
Yeah, they weren't offering him like the number one position. That went to punt or something.
Yeah. See, the thing with Delhi was they were never gonna. It was gonna be very difficult for Delhi to keep their core. So I
Yeah.
think when it was Delhi Daredevils in 2018, that's the last mega auction. They had that core of Prithvi Shaw, who had just played under 19. Rishabh Pant, who was about to break through the Indian team but hadn't yet. And they had Shreyas Iyer. So
Akshar Patel.
Akshar Patel. I'm talking about the batsmen right now. They had those three batsmen, and those three were like now they've become their values have probably gone up by 10 from them. So they were never going to be able to keep Iyer, Pont, and who was the third one? Shaw. And then as well keep Dhawan too, who they got in 2019 when they became capital. So those four, that core team that's taken in the playoffs last 3 seasons, that was never gonna stay. That all their values have gone up way too much. So I think it would definitely been hard to keep Pont and Iyer. So I think they've been able to keep Pont and Shaw, which is a very, very good for them because they're very crucial players. And then they've gotten IPL's best batsman.
David Warner was the biggest steal, or one of the biggest steals of the auction at 6.5 or something.
Yeah,
I think it's because like he went so early that teams were not sure how much each other was willing to shell out for him. So they just didn't end up buying him for a lot.
I didn't watch the auctions. I didn't know that, but I think if you have an IPL legend, like this is the orange cap of the IPL to me, David Warner.
He's the only overseas batter aside from like AB de Villiers who has consistently performed in every season aside from I guess the last one.
And even after the last season, what did he do? He just won the T20 World Cup. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
So like, I'm shocked. I think Delhi will be like, wow. We basically got a very, very good replacement for Shikhar Dhawan, an upgraded version, in fact. And I think they weren't actually started his IPL career with Delhi, so it's like kind of like a turnaround. Like, I mean, he has beef with his old franchise. I think he'll have a point to prove in that he is Mr. IPL. I just hope he doesn't start making Delhi TikToks. That Telugu TikToks were enough for me. But
I guess when I was making a team for Delhi, the one thing that I was struggling with was finding a spot for a second spinner without making the bowling lineup too or the tail too long. So the team I came up with was Shaw, Warner, Marsh, Powell, Pant, KS Bharat, Akshar Patel, Thakur, Norkia, Sakaria, and Khalil. And I feel like
so you don't have Kuldeep.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't find space for Kuldeep because they spent too much money on guys like Sakaria and Khalil to drop them. I thought putting Akshar Patel at number 6 is too much.
Oh, so you have Akshar Patel at 6?
No, I have him at 7.
No, so if you can have him at 7, right? Mitchell Marsh is there as a pace bowler as well. Why don't you drop a pacer for Kuldeep Yadav?
I was considering that, but at the same time, as I said, they spent too much money on these guys to just be dropping them.
Okay,
that's what I felt.
Okay, we know the Pacers, Thakur, and Norkia will be lock-ins.
Yeah, so one of Sakaria and Khalil will play, and then
why would Khalil play? It's because they spent money on him, but that's just because he's a quick left arm pacer, which is pretty rare in India. But I don't want to play him. Sakaria is there.
That's true.
And I mean, Kuldeep Yadav, I think they'll definitely want one wrist spinner, right? I mean,
for sure, Kuldeep is the guy to replace whomever they're not playing.
And they can play Lalit Yadav as well. He played a few games in the last season and he was pretty good. He can bat as well.
Is he in the team? Oh, he's back.
Yeah, he's back. They got him at the minimum or something.
Oh, okay. I think another thing is Norkia. I mean, is he fit?
He's not playing at the beginning, if I remember correctly, but he will be there at the end.
Okay, so
Mustafizer instead as his replacement.
So. Okay, that's pretty like for like then.
Yeah.
And then they don't have to worry about team balance. I think Mitchell Marsh was a pretty good buy. I mean, we saw what he did in the T20 World Cup. I don't know how valuable he'll be.
6.5 crore was pretty good for Mitchell.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if they do play him at 3. You had him at 3.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Australia utilized him at 3, but whether like Pont or someone would want to go. Pont was like, I think Pont would at 4. I didn't have KS Barrett because Pont is a keeper. I would have.
Yeah, I know. KS Bharat was just there because I couldn't find another batter to play.
I think whoever they think was just. I mean, it's a toss up. Whoever's doing better domestic will probably get that spot.
Yeah.
Another guy who can play at 3 is Tim Seifert, like a very exciting young New Zealand wicketkeeper batsman, and he's like an explosive player. So
yeah, but he's not even making New Zealand's first 11 at the moment.
yeah,
So I don't think
if Mitchell Marsh is injured or something happens, then he could.
Yeah.
I don't know if Mitchell Marsh will contribute that much to the ball, but if he's there as a 4th pace option, they're definitely going to pick 2 spinners. They won't pick Sakaria and Khalil. I'm very, very interested to see how Robin Powell does because
Robin Powell was like not on people's radars until he hit that 100, right?
But also like for personal reasons too, Robin Powell played the minor league in US literally last year. He played in the finals of the team. He actually bowls it as well. I don't think he bowls in international cricket at all. But it's very interesting to see that he was playing just West Indies cricket, minor league and all, and now he's playing all the T20 leagues, and now he got in at least you have him in your starting 11 for
I mean he got paid 2.8 crores, so it's not a small amount at all.
Yeah, so I'm pretty excited. I'm excited to see how he does.
Interesting. Yeah, he hasn't been tested in India, right, as of yet.
Yeah, but
he played the T20 series against England in West Indies, but
yeah, and he hit that 100 there.
That 100, yeah.
Big of an impact in T20 cricket. I think it's just the IPL is just upgrading quality. I don't know if it's conditions. That'll be a reason.
What do you guys think about Delhi retaining Andrik Nokia ahead of Rabada?
I think Nokia's been better.
I thought it was the right decision. Rabada was kind of expensive last season.
Yeah, I mean Rabada obviously you got Pro Cap twice right for them, but
yeah.
Still, I think that's a smart decision. It's definitely like I don't think it's wrong if they picked Rabada over Nokia, but the only thing that's kind of iffy is Nokia's injury issues and whether he pulls through. Because I know he's not playing the New Zealand series that starts tomorrow anyway. So
I thought the retention of Powell was sort of interesting because it really didn't give me an idea of. I mean, not retention. They thought the fact that they bought him. Like, it didn't give me an insight into what these teams think. Like, why would they spend a lot of money on Powell as opposed to some other because I thought overseas players who were batters were the guys who really didn't benefit from the auction. A lot of them went unsold. Jason Roy went base price. Conway went base price. Razzie went base price.
Finch didn't get picked.
Yeah, Finch didn't get picked. Smith didn't get picked. Labuschagne didn't get picked. Like all these guys, right? And so I guess why would they choose Powell over any of these other guys is the question.
I think the thing is all the names you listed that didn't get picked were all openers. And I think when you're looking at middle order, it's a very difficult position to fill in, especially in T20 cricket. It's not an easy position to bat in. I think most Indian players are able to fill in those. Either Indian players are able to fill in those openers, or they already picked overseas players or retained ones that are going to open anyways. Like you got your Warners or your or whoever else or Bairstow or someone. But I think Robin Powell will come around 4 or 5 role, and I think the fact that he just also hit recent form. Let's be honest, if he didn't hit 100 against England like a week before the auction, he would not have gotten picked up at this point.
That's what I thought. I think the teams are just valuing like straight up power more than a lot of things.
And current form. Like
it's recency bias for sure.
Recency bias, but also like reputations are like, it doesn't matter what you're doing, I think, as much outside sometimes. It's sometimes just your IPL reputation. Aaron Finch, not really that good in the IPL.
Aaron Finch has played for 8 teams.
Exactly. Yeah. I think he's played for every team except the new ones.
Yeah.
So and CSK. He's not played for CSK. But yeah.
He played for like Gujarat Lions or something. Yeah.
Yeah, he played for Gujarat. Okay, so he's played for one of the new teams technically. Actually, also interestingly, Delhi did also try to. I think all 3 teams you talked about, because we are going top down, the most successful teams, they all have tried to buy back the court. Delhi went for Dhawan, Ashwin, Rabada. They tried to bid for all these players as well. But obviously, like I said, their value just gone up way too much now to get them.
Delhi also got Yash Thul. Like, he's a very exciting under-19 talent India has. And he was like really impressive in the under-19 World Cup as well.
What does he do? I didn't watch
that. He's their captain.
He's a batsman, yeah.
Oh, he's a captain.
He batted number 4 or 5.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, the captains of the Indian teams tend to usually get a spot, like Priyam Garg,
Shaw, Kohli, Unmukt Chand.
Okay. Delhi, I think it's going to the finals. Like
You think so?
Yeah.
Even still, after. Okay.
Yeah, I think their team looks solid. Like, okay, if anything, like
Their team does look solid.
their team looks
I don't know if Kuldeep Yadav is what he used to be, but aside from that,
a second. I do think their pace stack isn't amazing. To be
what
honest.
like Sakaria,
Yeah,
Norkia,
Well,
I
even
heard
Harsh,
Thakur, right? I mean, sure,
and
he'll pick
Thakur.
up wickets, but economically, he's not
Yeah,
known for.
I mean,
his-
Thakur bowls a
known
tough
for that.
overs too, but like
Mhm.
he's not a Deepak Chahar or a Bumrah.
Exactly.
Also, like Norkia, I don't know. He might miss a few games. Most of he's like an okay IPL player. He did well last season actually, but his record in IPL is not as good as it was when he played for Sunrisers like in 2016.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think they're definitely a batting heavy team. They have solid batting backups as well. So
yeah.
I
So
take
what-
their last year's team over this year's team personally.
easily. But
Yeah.
like
So I mean, it's tough to say that they'd make finals. Or
but like
they'd-
obviously their last 2 years teams, all those players are valued
Exactly.
so much.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, should we transition to my team?
Your
yeah, you guys
team.
have a rating for DC?
Oh, DC. I'd say
Um,
around 8 as well. Like I think all these top teams know what they're doing.
All right, so RC was fourth last year, right?
Yeah.
All right, there you go, my team.
Go for it.
I think RCB. I think the biggest question mark. The truth is they bidded a lot of money on 3 players: Harshal Patel, Hasaranga, and Hazelwood. Oh, and then also 4 Faf Duplessis. They don't have Kohli as a captain anymore. They've lost AB de Villiers. So there's a lot of shoes to fill for RCB. But when I look at their team, it seems like an issue that they kind of saw by having Glenn Maxwell bat at 3 and de Villiers at 4-5 last year seems to have come back. There's lower middle order. They don't seem to have great options there. They've
Yes.
got BK this year, who's
That's
probably going
the-
to start because he's the only keeper, I think.
Yes.
I don't see any good Indian middle order batsmen as well. There's
Yes.
Virat Kohli, but he'll most likely open. And
Kohli will open. I
yeah,
mean, if you think,
there's this Anuj Rawat guy. He's from
Yeah.
Delhi and he's been decent in the domestic circuits.
I
But
think
yeah,
he'll
he's
be
not
3.
been.
He'll be 3. Like,
Yeah, the team that I made was Faf, Kohli, Rawat, Maxwell, Karthik, and then Shahbaz Ahmed, and then I had Maipal Lomror there, but like
yeah,
that's because they needed an extra bowler and they also needed another batter, and then one Hindu, Harshal, Hazelwood, and Siraj.
yeah, that's the preview. That's the one I have too on my list.
Mm.
I think
The one thing is when at the beginning of the season, both Maxwell and Hazelwood will not be available because Maxwell has like his wedding and Hazelwood is
yeah,
going to
I saw that.
Pakistan.
Oh, okay.
No, I saw Maxwell's missing Pakistan tour because of wedding, not IPL.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't. I heard there was like a huge communication mislap. I didn't.
Yeah, I read that article.
I mean, Hazelwood's definitely a good buy. Like he's right now. He's like Sri Lanka are not able to touch him right now. He was very, very good in the World Cup. He's good for CSK. I think he's a very good buy. And in RCB grounds, which tend to be small, his length will not be that easy to hold up. And then obviously Siraj they have a decent pace attack. Harshal Patel. I mean, it can go either way with Harshal Patel. I mean, he could have been a 1-season wonder. I mean, he's played IPL for so long, and it just took him like 10 seasons to finally have that one season where he got the purple cap. You never know with him, but you got three pretty good fast bowlers, and then Hasaranga. They put a lot of money on Hasaranga, who I mean, he's obviously the best player, best Sri Lankan cricketer at the moment in the world. There's like no doubt about that. The T20 World Cup further exaggerated that. I do wonder why. So I think Adam Zampa was on the team last year. I really am curious why no team bidded for Adam Zampa.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
I mean, I get it. It's very hard to overseas spinner. Like
He didn't play last year, right? For
He
he left.
He left.
Oh, okay.
And
He
actually,
and Kane
Kane
Richardson.
Richardson.
That was part of the same Maxwell article.
Yeah, Kane Richardson came out and said, like, I wonder if that had an impact on us not getting picked. And Kane was even like, I mean, I wasn't expecting it fully, but I was like shocked to see Zampa not get picked. Because I mean, like we said in our video earlier, Surge, Zampa was the T20 World Cup MVP. I don't care what anyone says. There was like no doubt about that. And he's still bowling well, even the Sri Lanka series. Like he seems to be a top 3 leg spinner in the world. I think alongside, I mean,
Rashid and one Hindu.
and then Rashid Khan and Adil Rashid. I think those 4 are probably the best spinners you can get in T20 cricket now. And then 2 of those 4 have not been picked. Adil Rashid seems to never get picked in the IPL, but Zampa still usually gets picked. He never starts too much, but I'm really shocked no team picked him. I
I think there are certain players which IPL teams are comfortable with, and that's why they keep choosing those players in the IPL.
Well, I mean,
auctions as
Hasaranga
well.
has been fairly untested, right? So it's not like
Yeah.
a comfort thing.
But
but-
he's at least
Hasaranga
been
is
tested
also-
in Indian
yeah.
pitches, and he's
Yeah.
played well.
Maybe the only thing is that Hasaranga can hit the ball and Zampa is
Yeah,
not
I mean,
really a
he can
bat.
bat. But like, come on, Hasaranga getting picked at 10 crore versus
Yeah.
Zampa not getting picked at base price. I mean, like,
Yeah.
come on. You could why would no team steal Zampa for base price? Like, just think about it. Like,
Yeah, just like as a comparison, Jimmy Neesham went base price and he's like a pretty good player overall. I don't know who picked him, but
yeah,
if
mean,
Jimmy Neesham can go base price, then I think Adam Zampa can go base
yeah.
price.
Like after the World Cup he had, like, there's like no doubt. Like India themselves. Like, I mean, like, look at India's top batsman. Virat Kohli has gone out to Adam Zampa like 8-9 times. So like,
When
I
Pune
was
won
shocked.
won the championship, wasn't Zampa their number one leg spinner?
Who?
Rising Pune Super Giants.
Oh, when they went to the final, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. No. The year they were really bad, he bowled really well for them.
okay.
He did play that season, but he was better in the season they did really bad. He got like a 6 for.
Mhm.
But yeah, he's played. That's when he also was breaking through into the Australian team. And I mean, he's Australia's. Yeah, I was really disappointed. I'm a big Adam Zampa fan, but we should want to talk a little bit about RCB. I mean, what do you guys think about the Faf du Plessis buy? I mean, obviously he's been a great player for CSK, but that much money for a player who's also done with international cricket.
It's a great buy, but I think shoring up the middle order would definitely been the better play for them.
I agree.
Yeah, but I mean, someone was going to get Faf.
They could
I
have
don't know,
picked up
it's-
Jason Roy at significantly
Exactly.
cheaper price and then gone for someone better than Maipal Lomror in the middle.
Yeah. I
But
was
then,
surprised they actually didn't like the conversation was between Siraj and Padikkal, right, for retaining.
Mhm.
yeah, but they
I
didn't
feel
bid-
like Padikkal would have been better looking at this team right now. It would have just helped their batting lineup. I know Siraj is a great bowler, but yeah, I think bowling here is not the issue.
I do think Particle Kohli opening combo is just not working.
Well,
I
I
don't
mean,
think it
Padikkal
worked
could
very
be
well.
like a true. That's fair. Okay.
Like, but I don't know if Faf Kohli openings is because
That's
Faf
what
is
they were
also in the
saying.
Kohli mold, right? Like, I think they needed. I think as much as we talk about middle order, they also need like a Venki Iyer type player
Who just comes out and hits the
just
ball.
comes up, hits the ball, but does it like decently consistently, right? Not like a Sunil Narine.
Sunil, not like Sunil. Yeah,
That's
I was
just
about to
like
say that.
that's just like sending a tail ender to come pinch it. Anyone can do that, but like
Harshal
Venki
Patel
Iyer,
is their new opener.
Jason
Let's see
Roy,
it.
something like that. No, I remember they tried Washington Sundar as an opener. That shit was gross.
Mhm.
I think their bowling looks good. I think they have
I
4
agree.
very good bowlers. And I think Shabazz Ahmed has done well in his limited bowling opportunities. And I think Glenn Maxwell's a good.
Yeah, between
two-pick overall.
Shabazz, Lomror, and Maxwell, they can definitely get an extra
Lomror's
over or even
what-
2.
Left arm spin, right? Lumber.
Yeah, Ahmed is also left arm, I think.
Okay, so they have 3 finger spinners to go along here. It is, as an RC fan, it's gonna be very, very tough to see RC play without Chahal. Obviously De Villiers too, but everyone knows that.
When
But
we get to Rajasthan, we can talk about Chahal, but
That's
I
gonna be
definitely
tough.
thought he went for a very low price.
yeah, I think RC should have bid for Chahal too. I remember in 2018 they didn't retain him, but they used RTM card on him. So I would think they would do something similar. They at least try to buy him because now his value's gone a little down. He was a bit better like 4 or 5 years ago, but he had a good ending to the season last year. So I was a little surprised by that. But
I would say based on this auction, I would give RCB like a 5 or 6 out of 10 because their middle order just looks so flimsy.
yeah, and also like, do you think Glenn Maxwell could have 2 good seasons in a row in an IPL where he's only had 2 good seasons in 8 years? I don't know. If
I think so. He's good enough. If anything, he'll hit a couple of 6s every match and call it a day.
Yeah, but I think
But
RCB
if Glenn Maxwell fails, then they don't have like an ABD who will stabilize
Yeah,
the lower middle
exactly.
order.
That's true.
like they need. The thing is, AB hits the ball and does it consistently, right? Every game, 150 strike rate, 40 average. Glenn Maxwell might get the 150 strike rate, but you don't. It's not a guarantee he'll get a 30 plus average, and I think that's what they'll need. And plus, like Kohli is a T20 player. His stock is just going down every year. But this is not 2016-18 Kohli. He's not captain anymore. It seems pretty obvious Faf du Plessis will be captain. Or
Oh, that's a good
Karthik?
question. I don't know. Faf probably. Yeah, seems about right.
Dinesh
Maxwell?
Karthik-
Karthik maybe.
Maxwell, I mean, Faf is international captain. That's the thing. Maxwell,
Yeah,
Maxwell
I
was
guess Dinesh
captain.
Karthik was sacked from his own IPL team a couple of years ago.
that's
as
true. And I mean, Dinesh Karthik is also like kind of
No, I think he left captaincy for Morgan.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, there's a captaincy question, but I wonder if the captaincy will have any impact on Kohli. I have said for years, Kohli needs to not be RCB captain. I think he's a terrible captain for RCB. But I also said that before. But last 2 seasons they've gone into playoffs, which to me is a big deal. So you never know.
Who's going to be their captain? I mean, it could be Maxwell, but then overseas captain. I don't know how well that's going to work.
It Faf over Maxwell for me.
I agree.
Maxwell's batting and bowling too, so
True.
But Faf's only like a 2-year deal. Then they'll
That's
have to
fine.
change
They can
it
find a
after
new
then.
captain in the meantime.
Mm.
Maybe one of their young guys will become a captain.
I don't care about 2023 as an RC fan. I just want to win an IPL. That'll be good enough for us.
Yeah, sounds about right.
I think long-term playing for IPL is a little dumb at times because players' forms are so iffy and
every like 3-4 years there's a mega auction anyway, so you can't really plan for too long.
I heard this was the last. I'm not sure.
they
There's no
do want
chance.
they do want to try a different concept, but still. Yeah, I'd say 6 out of 10. I think like they'll be like 5th, 4th. They'll be like they might get to playoffs, but like last season they'll get kicked out quickly. They're not a championship team.
So you think KKR, CSK, and Delhi are making the playoffs so far out of the teams that
No,
we're
I
looking
didn't say
for?
KKR.
Okay, Delhi and CSK.
And then Delhi, yeah.
Okay,
I think one of the new teams will make the top 4.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
'cause that's just how it always is.
No, because one of the new teams looks really good. Okay,
One of the new teams is always last, and one of them is always first or second.
Yep, exactly.
All
What's the next team we're doing?
Mumbai.
next.
Oh,
Mumbai.
okay.
My team.
Mumbai.
My team as well. Mumbai spent 15 crore on one guy and 8 crore on a guy he's not going to play this season.
Dude,
Sounds about right.
I will guarantee Mumbai will win 2023 IPL. I'm going to guarantee that. If
With Archer
fit-
and Bumrah.
Bumrah,
That sounds
like,
so scary.
that's the best Indian pace bowler and the best overseas fast bowler in the IPL. Like it's not even a question. Current team will also probably be in the playoffs.
You think so?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I think the tail looks kind of long. From the team that I made, I have Rohit Kishan, Surya Kumar, this guy Tilak Verma, Dewald Brevis, Tim David, Karen Pollard, Timul Mills, Jaydev Unadkat, Bumrah, and then Murugan Ashwin.
I don't
Do you
think
have Sanjay Yadav?
No, I don't know.
Brevis
I don't know
gets
anything
in
about
for-
Sanjay.
I don't think Brevis gets in.
Yeah.
You don't think so? You
No.
think
a lot of hype about him, but like
you think Fabian Allen gets
I
in?
don't think you're gonna play
Fabian
an
Allen.
under 19 overseas player in IPL game that quickly.
They shelled out a lot of money for him. Again, as I said, I based a lot of my lineup on how much money people paid for certain players because it sort of showed me how much they valued them.
But it's also Mumbai. They do like to pick up the young player. Thinking
It's
of
an investment early, right?
4 years.
Mhm.
I think again, the reason I said Mumbai could be playoffs one is also there's a lot of like bias just because they've won so many IPLs. I've always thought Ishan Kish 15 crore. Seriously?
I don't understand that because
He's
like
the most overrated player in IPL.
No,
Wow.
come on.
I wouldn't say he's
Honestly,
overrated,
I
but I
would
don't
have
think
spent
15
16,
crore.
17 crores.
I would have
on
rather
Ishmael.
spent 11 crore on Liam Livingstone and then 2 crore on Ridhiman Saha and called it a day.
Saha? Why would you want Saha in the IPL?
Have you not seen
Like-
Saha? He's okay. I'm sorry,
I mean-
Prasan, I Prasan would probably like me for this, but like I genuinely think Saha is a good IPL player.
Dude, Person no. I think Person loves Saha.
Yes.
He might like kiss you on camera if you say that.
Yeah.
No.
Like Saha is the kind of player
Kishan
who will make
sucks.
20, 30
Yeah,
runs, but
Kishan sucks.
he won't
That's
give you
fine.
those
But
long
the
runs.
point is that you can get Liam Livingstone and Saha
Hmm.
for less price than you got Kishan for.
I mean, also like Ishan Kishan, like okay, first
He's
off,
also
he was
future
dropped
captaincy
last-
material, right?
Okay, do you guys not remember he was dropped last IPL, like mid-season?
Oh, was he?
Yes, he was playing. He wasn't just playing, not scoring. He was scoring like.
Oh
10
yeah,
or
and then they
20.
dropped Quinton
five,
at some point,
17.
right?
He couldn't.
Did they drop Surya as well?
No,
Oh, but
they
they
dropped
played-
Quinton de Kock at some point, and
No, I
they
think
dropped Kishan at a different point.
Yeah, they dropped Kishan in the first half.
Hmm.
Dude, okay, first off, okay, here's my problem with Ishan Kishan. When he plays good bowling, he only has one shot. It's that slog sweep, which that's just like dirty to look at too. He just plays it so badly. He had what? He's had what? Okay, he's had one good IPL 2020. He was pretty bad last year.
Yeah,
didn't do
until
much
like the
2019.
last match.
Yeah.
Which didn't really count.
So like he's not like that much of a superstar. I mean, I can name 10 better Indian domestic batsmen. Like I
I
think
remember the Cricinfo article said Mumbai spent 33 crore on 3 guys and then like 18 crore on the rest of their team.
damn. I mean, Mumbai, have they got their core? I mean, they've got They've got Bumrah, Rohit, Ishan,
Pollard.
and then they've got Sky and Pollard. So
Yeah.
Pollard is basically the second captain of the team. That was expected.
Yeah.
He's like the one.
I think
one of
except
the best.
Bolt and Quinton, they've got everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's the problem. Here's the one problem I think. First off, Rohit, not a great IPL player. But that's like, let's get that straight. Fuck, I had a link for everything and it just closed.
Yeah, I guess Rohit has not had a good season in a while. I wouldn't say he's not a great IPL player, but he's not been amazing.
He's never been a good IPL player. Like he's been always like okay. He'll have like 3 impactful innings per season. That's what I've seen. One of them will be in the playoffs, and then 2 will be like random games. But
Against Kolkata.
yeah, if at Eden Gardens, bam, Rohit. But he's never been a great IPL player. So I think there'll be a little bit of pressure on him, and who knows, he might get injured too, like half the season, right? So that's like
Also,
one
why
factor.
does Mumbai Indians keep buying Arjun Tendulkar every year?
Because he probably gets paid. Sachin is paying the 30 lakh to get him there.
That's fine.
You get to
That's
keep
like-
Sachin as well.
he's
So
there.
that's probably a big thing.
Here's the thing: if Arjun Tendulkar's not going to pick him in the IPL, he's going to be practicing with them anyways. So he'll be in the nets.
What is he? Is a left arm pacer or
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
clocks 130 plus. He's like, people want to call him shit just because he's Sachin's son, and they're just like, oh, he's picked up as a what do you call it when your parents do everything for you?
Nepotism.
Nepotism. Yeah, nepotism. But like, I'm gonna tell you, I have faced Arjun Tendulkar. I played with him in Yorkshire. He's not like a shit cricket player at all. Like I think he'll be a very good first class player. Like he can bowl pretty quick. So I think a lot of people just say stuff because they're like a little ignorant on who he is. But I mean, he's not gonna play an IPL match. So
Mumbai has in the past has like always seemed to gone for these really big overseas guys who have done a little bit in other places like Tim David. All I know about Tim David is that he just hits sixes and he's been doing it well in BBL and PSL. But like as most of the Australian players have shown, like Jai and Riley Meredith last season, doing well in the BBL means nothing in the IPL.
yeah, because BBL quality has gone down so much. IPL is only going up. So
Even Australian players don't play in the BBL.
yeah, exactly. A lot of
Yeah,
the big
Marnish
Australian.
Labuschagne is taking 3 firsts in the BBL.
Oh yeah, that's true as well.
I mean they're all caught on like long on, but that's different.
I think
That's
one
fair.
thing, obviously Mumbai are gonna miss. They're not gonna have. They used to have 4 players and 2 with having the 2 Pandya brothers. The both of them are gone. That's a huge gap, obviously in the middle order. But I mean, they still have Kyron Pollard, and they could fill in spots
He
with players.
struggled this.
Yeah.
I don't know against England.
Kyron
he was
Pollard has played
struggling.
well internationally, right?
Not recently.
Not recently, but like last year he did.
Last year,
I mean,
he
he
did,
hit
but then
6
he was
sixes.
struggling to keep 100 strike rate
Yeah,
against England. So
I think he'll do fine from Mumbai. I mean, when he's needed, it'll be like situation where he just has to go, and then if he does executes that well, it's like it'll come off. I think the biggest weakness in Mumbai has to be their spin attack. Like that's
Yeah, I don't know.
They
They,
got
they spent
Mayank Markande
1.6
back.
crore on Murugan Ashwin.
yeah. Like
Murugan
years-
Ashwin has not had a good IPL game in like 3 years.
I didn't have Morgan Ashwin. I had Mayank Markande, but like that's another like backup spinner at most.
Yeah,
They're not
they
first
had
class
Chahal for 6 crore and didn't keep buying. I didn't understand it.
So that's what I'm saying. Why would you pay so much money for Ishan Kishan? Like, okay, I get it. Mumbai ground is not great for spinners, but Chahar has still been pretty instrumental in
Yeah,
their title wins, and so is Krunal Pandya at times. They should have gone for at least one spinner because, like, do they own that Fabian? That's why I have Fabian Allen on the team because they needed 2. You need 2 spinners in a team. Minimum.
yeah.
Fabian Allen can hit the ball, and he's like. India did not really get a huge hold of him, I think, in the ODI series. So he's like a very smart spinner. I mean, he's not. He
Played well for Punjab last season as well.
Yeah, he's like a Krunal Pandya player. Like they're not like great spinners, but they're good T20 like flat dart spinners. Markande or Murugan are both like they played in IPL for a while, but they never been first choice players.
I remember Mayank Markande had a good season his first year with Mumbai and then fell off the face of the earth once Rahul Chahar.
Then Mumbai got Rahul Chahar instead of him.
Yeah.
But now Chahar is worth like 5 times what these guys are. So I think like
No, but he also only got sold for like 5.5 crores. So there's like a trend that some Cricinfo article was talking about it, that the 3 big wrist spinners for all of the Indian teams, Yadav, Chahal, and Chahar, all got sold for 6 crore or less. It's kind of a weird trend, especially with wrist spinners being such a hot commodity in T20 cricket.
Yeah.
I think teams are willing to pay more for fast bowlers compared to what they're willing to spend on spinners.
Yeah, I think they're going more fast. I guess
Mm.
maybe in the last 2 years, IPL pitchers have not favored spin as much.
But then that doesn't explain spending 11 crore on Hasaranga.
Yeah, it doesn't, and spending nothing on Tampa. I mean, I think yeah, some of that money for Kishan could have gone for a bid for a Rahul Chahar or
And then spent it on
Chahal
someone
or
else.
Chahal.
Yeah, exactly. They had
Chahal.
Chahal. They were bidding for Chahal like aggressively. And
And you can say what you want about Cooley Piata, but he's definitely better than Morgan Ashford in my
Yeah.
opinion. So that's another one they could have looked for. I think that's the one miss I think they've got. I mean, yes, lower middle order could be an issue, but
Their tail
feel-
is slightly long, but if you put Fabian Allen instead of Brevis and then have another player in the batting lineup, it's good enough.
I think that's what they'll go with. They'll probably pick like Tilak
So
Pharma.
without Archer, who are their pacers? It's going to be
Timo Mills is going to play because they need a left arm pacer. And then they have
Yeah.
Unad Cut or like a left arm overseas. Unad Cut, Timo Mills, and then
and
Bumrah.
then Bumrah.
Wait,
That's
will
interesting.
not cut play or Basil Thampi?
Basil Tumpy is awful.
I have not heard about Basil Thumpy.
Basil Tumpy is the
Good
guy
job,
who got
Lions.
hit. He has the worst figures ever in T20.
Or
cricket.
over 60 runs against RCB.
No, it was like
Really?
72.
Oh wait, really?
Yeah.
That was 60 something.
Jeez.
I remember that game. That's one of my favorite IPL games, so I remember that one. But no, they'll go with Jaydev Naka just for experience. And Jaydev Naka was kind of doing well last season too.
Yeah, as long as Jaydev Unadkat is not being bought for 8 crore, I think he's a fine.
Yeah,
player.
I agree. Jaydev Naka way too much overpriced back in the day. Okay, but also like the only issue is you said they won the Ocean's left arm pacer. Timo Mills is not going to be Trent Bolt. They do not. He
That's
does
true.
not have the same role.
Jayawardene loves him though, and he
Yeah.
coached him in the 100 or something.
No, I know, but
I
there's
guess
that's
do
not like
they have
Mike-
other options?
No. What I'm
Have
saying,
Riley Meredith.
Mills can't kick the new balls. That's the thing. It'll have to be a
Hmm.
not cut because
And
Mills
Bumrah.
was 3 overs in the death. Bolt was 3 overs in power play.
I see.
So it's like very.
They can always chuck the ball to Fabian Allen for some cheap power play overs.
Yeah, they definitely could, especially with like 2 righties.
Meredith is a good call for replacing Mills if you don't want.
And they also have Daniel Sams.
That's true. Daniel
And that
Sams can
extends the
bat
batting
too.
lineup. He's a
He can bat as well.
Yeah.
I'd say for this auction, I would give it like a 6 as well, just because I don't think they're on the same tier as the CSK and Delhi, but I'd say they're around the same as RCB.
I think they're playoff bound.
Hmm.
So, but that could be Mumbai bias.
Good.
Yes.
Punjab
Finally,
Kings
after-
won the auction.
after 14 years, Kings 11 are gonna, or no, whatever their new team name
Punjab
is,
Kings.
are
Yeah.
going to win the IPL.
They are so
Oh.
good.
Oh my god, what a
They-
team they've got this season!
My starting 11 is Mayank Agarwal, Shikhar Dhawan, Johnny Bairstow.
Wait, stop there. Mayank Agarwal, Shikhar Dhawan. That's the best opening pair in the IPL right now. Let's be right. We agree
If
on
not
that?
Shaw and Warner.
I think Shaw and Warner is slightly better.
Actually,
Also,
Agarwal and Dhawan.
are we
in terms
sure
of
about
past form-
Mayank's form in the IPL?
Mayank
Yes.
has been really good.
Mayank's
the
been the
last
best
couple of
opener
years.
in IPL when it comes to like if you classify both strike rate and runs. KRL might have more runs, but when you come to combined strike rate and all, Mayank Agarwal's top 3.
Yeah, Mayank Agarwal. And getting Johnny Bairstow for however many, like 6 crore or something like that was.
Steal.
He and Warner were the two big like overseas batters who got absolutely stolen by these
Yeah.
teams. Yeah,
Well, they-
6.75 crore for Johnny Bairstow.
All right, my bad, Ron. You could continue with your 11.
No, you can continue stopping me. Then Liam Livingstone, Shah Rukh Khan, and then Raj Bawa. I think Raj Bawa was like one of the all-rounders on the India U19 team, but you can
Yeah.
replace him with whoever you want.
Rishi, dude. Replace him with Rishi.
With
Dhawan.
Rishi Dhawan.
Yeah.
Rishi Dhawan played well in Vijay Hazare.
I figured because I was like, I haven't heard his name in years.
Yeah.
Then,
Then-
they got Harpreet Bar, right? You have him.
Then Harpreet Brar, Odin Smith, Rabada, Rahul Char, and Arshdeep Singh.
Yeah. Okay. Like, first off, at least
They have like
Rock
7
agree-
bowlers on that team and 9 batters.
And if you're not going to agree with me on the best opening pair, can we agree that Bairstow Livingston makes that the best top 4 in the IPL?
Yes.
I mean,
Oh,
you've
yeah.
got what? Livingston was the biggest buy, right? Of the biggest overseas player.
Yes.
And I mean, like,
I think he was worth it. He can bowl
I mean,
too. He hits
bowls
like
leg and
160
off
strike
break.
rate.
yeah, he's one of the biggest hitters of the ball.
He's one of the guys I really wanted Mumbai to buy.
Yeah,
Wait,
he's
but
one of the
he
guys I
wasn't
was
great in the
back
last
on.
IPL, right? He played for Rajasthan.
Yeah, he played for
Playing on.
Rajasthan.
But he's improved a ton, especially with his bowling, right? So
Yeah.
both leggies and off spin. It's
More
Mhm.
experience, and he's been
probably
like,
one of the best players. if he clicks, yeah.
Yeah.
he might not have fully got clicked for England, but I don't think he might be their England's best T20 player as well by the time the World Cup comes.
I mean, yeah, the last time he actually like played us like consistently was against Pakistan. Like a year
But
ago?
then, like, think about it. Like, Rabada will be super happy he's in the team. Because remember what Livingston did to Rabada in the World Cup? Like, ooh, Livingston's a great player. And yeah, I mean, the fact that they paid hella for Livingston, and then the fact that teams just let them pick up Bairstow, that's a terrible move by other teams. Just let them pick up Bairstow and Livingston. I mean, you
Where
got
does
like
Bairstow fit in? So he's like a number 4 here.
Number
Number
3.
three,
He's
probably.
not opening, right?
no.
No.
I mean, you look at it, you got 2 players, overseas players, who can bat in the middle order, and they're amazing players to spin, which is not as standard. Usually for the Indian players to take care of spin. You got Bairstow and Livingston, who are extremely good spin hitters as well.
Bairstow is one of the rare overseas players who I'm willing to play as a wicketkeeper in the IPL and reserve the wicketkeeper role for, because usually you want that Indian keeper to free up rules. No, Bairstow is playing every match. I don't know. Didn't Sunrisers drop him for a bit last season?
Sunrisers were just stupid last season. Like, what's even did? We'll wait till we get to their team, but like,
Yeah.
I think the fact that Bairstow and Warner were on that franchise last season is the reason they got picked up cheaply. But like, I think Sunrise look really good. I mean, Shah Rukh Khan has been doing very, very well. I've heard it in domestic cricket. He's a very exciting finisher. I mean, obviously T20 cricket is unpredictable, but like with this top 4, I don't see him having to do much other than just go out from ball 1, right?
Exactly. And then if he fails, you can just bring out Odin. And I honestly think Odin is a really, really, really good batter.
Yeah, Odin Smith. I mean,
all he does is hit
monster sixes. Yeah, he's a monster, and that's all they need, I think. I mean, when you have this type of top 4, I mean, maybe we might be overrating a bit. There might be a few games where they're like 50 for 4, but like if these guys have the license to go ball 1 after 15 overs, Punjab can make some monster totals. And I mean, I know KL Rahul was a very, very good player for Punjab, but without him, I do think the batting lineup will free up a bit more. And
yeah,
he's not going to do ball eating as much. Dhawan kind of does it. While Dhawan is very consistent, not KL Rahul consistent, he doesn't eat up balls as much as him. And Agarwal would do Agarwal stuff. So I think I can see.
I think Raj Bawa is also a very important player to have in the team. And even though he was a U19 guy, like one of the matches in the U19 World Cup, he hit 100, and I think in the final he took a 5-fer as well. So he's just
a pure all-rounder.
Yeah.
So it's like him and Rishi Dhawan for a number 6 spot then.
Yeah, I think I had them at number 7, but I don't think it really matters.
And then Harpreet Bar was like very exciting. A couple of matches he played. Like I remember like his
he
first game, he like
Maxwell and ABD.
ABD, yeah. And he can hit the ball as well. He seems to be a very smart left arm spinner. I mean, we've already talked about in earlier video about Rahul Chahar, how good of a player he is. And I think he'll do well. I mean, Punjab ground is probably a bit easier to bowl on than Mumbai, and he's already had great success from Mumbai there. So it might be a good big season for Rahul Chahar. I know Punjab had like okay spinners. Chahar might be their first like top class spinner they've had since Ashwin maybe.
Like last season, I remember one of the problems with
my roommates are
Mumbai.
making way too much noise.
Last season, one of the problems that Mumbai had was that Rahul Chahar would sometimes be too expensive, and so they would have to try to find overs from someone else to cover for him. But now they have Livingstone, who can just basically bowl leggies whenever he wants to as well, and he can bowl it serviceably enough to be that third spinner in a very, very, very good role.
And then I mean, you could just have and if there's too many lefties, you could just have Livingston bowl off spin as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so Livingston obviously he can bowl off spin to the lefties in case they encounter anyone hitting hard there. But then also they have pace. Like Odin Smith is not slow.
Yeah, he's like 150 or something, right?
Yeah, Rabada's obviously like a purple cap winner in previous IPL positions. And Arshdeep Singh has become a very, very good.
He's been one of the smartest bowlers, Arshdeep Singh, in the past few years.
He's been on Punjab too, right? So
they retained him.
Oh, they were
like 4
so that shows how much they. And yeah, I mean, it's hard not to see like Punjab has
good batting options as well as bowling options. They're not really lacking anywhere.
They won the auction, right?
Yeah,
I think one problem that they faced last year as well is that their lower middle order doesn't have a lot of experienced players. Like I know they have Raj Bawa, they have Shah Rukh Khan, but suppose the top 4, like the big 4, fails to score. Like they had Hetmeyer did they have Hetmeyer or someone else? I
No,
think.
I think
Delhi.
Delhi had
Mine was
Hetmeyer.
DC.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, they had like a good
They had
number four
Puran.
last. Yeah, they had Puran. So I mean, they had a good top order, but they didn't have great middle order and low middle order players. So
I think
like,
that's
what
some-
happens if the top four
Deepak Huda,
fails?
right? I think
No,
that's...
Deepak Huda's on one of the new teams.
No, but they had him
He's-
last
Oh
season.
yeah,
so
yeah,
it's-
yeah.
yeah.
I think one of the middle order has been a weak point for most teams just after the auction, because it just shows how few middle order Indian players are there who have some sort of experience. So I think comparing that to the rest of the teams, Punjab's middle order looks pretty decent.
That's fair.
I'm giving them a 10 out of 10 for this auction.
Yeah, I think
Mhm.
they have to be in the finals. Like,
Yeah, finals are bust for them.
yeah, like with this team, like no way. I mean, obviously, like something could happen. Like one player gets COVID or a player misses the IPL injury, but like their like ideal starting 11 is very, very exciting. And they have like, do they have good backups in their top four in case someone?
I was looking at that just now. I couldn't find anyone specifically.
I heavily
But-
doubt it. They definitely spent too much money on Livingston.
They still have 3.5 crore left though, despite everything that they just didn't spend.
If I was them, I would like pick up a Finch or something as with that remaining money. You
Yeah.
can still do that, right? Like
Yeah, I think if they have spots left in their roster,
No,
which
it's
they
full.
don't.
It's 25.
They have Sandeep Sharma as a backup bowler. I've always
Oh.
liked Sandeep Sharma.
Wait, Sandeep Sharma is a backup bowler?
Yes,
Oh, then they have Sandeep Sharma is a
I've
one of the
always
most
liked Sandeep
underrated-
Sharma as like a very smart bowler.
and a very good power play bowler. Like a Deepak Chahar. He's also one of the most underrated bowlers in IPL. I'm a little shocked he's never got to play like a. I'm shocked he's never got to play a match for India. Like whenever India's played like a second string team.
He played a couple of times and didn't. He played like one match and then got kicked out afterwards. It was unfortunate.
That's a very good domestic backup option to have. Then
And then obviously Rishi Dhawan is there if they don't play
oh, yes.
whoever.
Goat Rishi. We got Rishi and Kicker repping us. Yeah. Yeah. So there's a lot of bowling options. I think they'll play. I know Greenfield has Rishi Dhawan, not Raj Pawar, but I think they'll have Raj Pawar because they usually tend to take in one of the U19 guys.
Yeah.
Okay. Next.
They have
next-
Nathan
Um,
Ellis too.
Nathan
like a
Ellis, I
good-
don't even. Is he a fast bowler?
He's a fast
Yeah,
bowler.
yeah.
Yeah, he
Okay.
played. He's
Maybe he's their backup.
Backup for a bowler or something.
he's like okay. He's not even close to the Australian team, so I kind of don't rate him like that.
Yeah, I don't know why
He
they
played
picked
well
him up.
for in the BBL. He's
Mhm.
decent.
I'm sure
Um,
he did. Where else could he get
yeah.
picked up? He's not
True, true.
playing well for Australia. Clearly.
I think he played for Australia actually a couple of matches, but I don't remember him doing anything.
I think he played in the West Indies. So they dumped all their. They didn't play their first choice last.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Moving on to my team, sort of.
Done?
Radisson Royals.
I thought
Right? I think they're
Rajasthan.
next.
I thought Rajasthan did really well
Yeah.
overall.
They did really well, especially with the spinners, right? And then,
Yeah, Chahal and Ashwin for a combined like
I mean,
13
their entire
or 12
bowling
crores
attack is
is steal.
basically new. Their entire bowling attack is new.
They have
Yeah.
the Indian Livingston too with Parag who bowls legging off.
Yeah.
Okay, but Riyan Parag is like the one thing about Riyan Parag, I have never seen anyone take boundary catches so like
Like he does that
casually.
casually, right? Yeah,
But he
and
catches
does, like, a
everything.
dance. Rian
But
Parag
yeah.
is very funny on Twitter too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you have Jaiswal, Butler, Patakal, which is big.
Patikal, Samson, and
Samson,
Hetmeyer.
then
So-
Rossi, right? Would you not play?
So does Butler open or
So
Yeah, I think they
Okay,
said
let Jaiswal
Jaiswal and
open.
Butler will open, and then Patikal, Samson 3-4.
so
I think the owner
that's-
said something like that.
That's the one issue I think they've gone. Royals have this problem every season. They go with too many opening options. Like the top four are all.
they even tried out Stokes as an opening option?
Yeah, Stokes is opening option. And here's the thing. Everyone does better at opening T20 period. That's just like statistically proven. You get the power play, you get the newer ball. Balls don't swing as much. So you always do better as opening. But Roston have always had that issue. They've had like Butler, Jaiswal, Stokes open, sometimes Livingston. They tried it in the top order. So again, they've gone to the top four that can all open. And I mean, they've already said Jaiswal and Butler should open. I don't think Particle can do anything but open, to be honest. So I don't know if that's a good start already on their part. Particle does chew up balls too, and he's not the quickest player to spin. The good thing though that they have is they have two very good lower middle order batsmen, Hetmeyer and Nisham. Hetmeyer and Nisham are good and they are specialists at that role. So the thing is, they will do well. And also like Nisham brings a bowling option, and they have batting depth. Obviously, Ashwin at 8, Parag at 7. I think would be what I have in the team.
I would
They
have
good
Parag
batting.
at 6 and then Nisham at 7, or like Nathan Coulter-Nile at 7. He can bat, I think.
Oh,
They have Nathan
Well, no,
Coulter-Nile
you
and
wouldn't-
Bolt.
no,
So
they'll
that's
play
basically
Bolt.
what Mumbai had
You
last
play
year.
Prasid Krishna instead, right? Why would you have?
They'll play Prasid
No,
Krishna.
I would play. Okay, so Suraj, you were asking me why I don't have Razi in the team. It's because I have so it's Jaiswal, Butler, Padikkal, Samson, Hetmeyer, Priyan Parag, then Coulter-Nile, Ashwin, Bolt, Chahal, and Prasid.
Nah, they'll play Nisham over. They'll play Nisham. They
Yeah,
need that
Nisham
lower
will
middle
play.
order. And
Okay,
when
yeah, but
after-
it would be Nisham instead of Coulter-Nile, right? There's no space
Yeah.
for Razi van der Dussen.
oh yeah, they wouldn't do
Razi
Razi.
instead of Hetmeyer was the option.
But they
No,
shelled out so
Razi's
much
top
money
order.
for Hetmeyer, right? They bought.
Razi's
True,
also
true.
They
top
paid
order.
8.5 crore for Hetmeyer. They can't.
Yeah,
just
I
not-
mean Razi. Okay, 5. Yeah.
No, Razi.
I think
Razi's
Hetmeyer is a
top
better T20 player than Razi.
Didn't they get Razi at base price? At like
Yeah.
1
Yeah,
crore.
sure.
like one.
Hetmeyer's
crore.
been a hit in the IPL. Like he's not been
Mm.
amazing in the IPL, but he's had like good knocks because he also bats at a lower position, and he used to bat at a team that had very good top order batsmen. So he's used to this role of always having to come in and play hard from ball one. So I think
But he also is capable of like building a long innings as well.
yeah. So I think Hetmeyer definitely starts. I think Nisham.
I
is a
like
good bowling
Nisham as a
option.
player.
I've always liked Nisham. I like Nisham as a person too because
His Twitter is so funny.
But like he's been a very good player, especially in the 2019 World Cup, at 2020 T20, 2021 T20 World Cup. He's been very crucial at some finishing knocks for New Zealand. I think his bowling can be a liability at times.
That's
but-
the one thing without Nisham, they don't have a fifth bowler, right? Or rather, Coulter-Nile offers them like a solid fifth bowler, whereas Nisham is like he's decent at bowling, but the thing is,
you have
none
to
of them,
share
no one in their
Nisham
top
and Parag.
6 can bowl.
Nisham,
Riyan
Parag-
Well,
Parag can
no,
chip
you
in.
can. Yeah, so you can do 2 overs for Parag and then 2 for Nisham, right? And then you have your other 4.
I mean, that's
guess.
not.
I don't know if I believe in Riyan Parag as a proper sixth bowler or even a
Yeah,
seventh
that's
bowler.
dangerous. That could be 4 overs 40, right? Minimum.
Yeah.
That's a problem. I mean, obviously, like I think those 2 spinners, Ashwin Chahal is very good. Bolt and Krishna are very good. I do think 3 fast bowlers is a nicer option, and they don't have like a backup top order batsman that can bowl, right?
No, or backup top order batsman that can bowl.
There's Daryl Mitchell. That's
Daryl Mitchell's really good.
but he's a worse bowler than Jimmy Neesham.
They have like Navdeep Saini on the bench, but he can't bat.
I think Saini can bat, dude.
Oh, so true. So true.
Saini, 90 average in ODI cricket. Keshav, if you were in the Calgary chat a year ago, you would know that him and me were big Navdeep Saini fans.
Oh my god. That can't be a good thing.
No, because his batting,
It's
he would
not.
stay not out every game. It's a hella good batsman. Nah, I'm joking, but
Yeah, they don't. I looked at at least
Daryl
nobody
Mitchell.
who I recognize can bat and bowl.
yeah, it's only Daryl Mitchell who would be in their backup, but he's like for like with Nisham. He's
Daryl
like
Mitchell
number-
played opener at the World Cup though. Like,
Yeah,
it's
he
not like
did.
they need another opener, I guess.
They definitely don't need another opener. But he was suited to the 5-6 role as well. But I guess they're like for like, so it doesn't really fix anything.
So I guess aside from having a pretty long tail if you have a good bowler and having a sixth bowler if you choose a better batter, this team is quite good in my opinion. I would give it like 7, 8. I would say it's better than Mumbai.
I
I
don't
think
know.
8 easily.
If you look at it, team now, if I'm looking at it more strongly, death bowling is really weak here. I mean,
Trent Bolt.
I guess yeah, Bolt doesn't bowl in the death.
so here's the thing: Bolt will have to bowl in the death now. He can't do 3 overs in the power play, so you're already taking away 1 over him swinging the new ball.
Ashwin can bowl in the power play, and along with like Prasid Krishna or something.
Yeah, but okay, like but what I'm saying is Bolt is a good death bowler. He's not elite. Preston Krishna is not an elite death bowler yet. So I could see Radisson losing games just in the back end.
Because they'll have like Nisham bowling at the end. Coulter-Nile has bowled at the end a couple of times.
So you might be right. Coulter might have to take a spot then as well. Can they? Okay, Butler picks himself. Unless they have a backup Indian batsman for Hetmeyer.
They just spent too much money on Hetmeyer to just not have him there. I know CSK did the thing with Gautam last season, but
yeah. But here's the thing: they might start with this 11, but like if they lose games for depth,
yeah.
they'll have to bring Coulter now.
And they
They
can
have
bring in
Karun
some
Nair who
random
can-
Indian batter. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know who this guy Anune Singh is, but maybe he's good.
Yeah, I mean, if they bat at 5, you'll hope they don't have to play too many balls, right?
Yeah.
Because like Bolt is not elite death bowler either, in my opinion. I think like ideally Mumbai were able to use him because they had a third fast bowler always. They were able to use 3 overs from the power play, but I don't think they can do that. They'll have to be able to. He has to bowl 2 at the back end. Preston will have to bowl 2 at the back end.
No, I think Coulter Nile can bowl at the back end, or maybe even Nisham. But
No, I'm
Nisham
saying
might get hit.
I'm saying if Coulter Nell's not on the team.
Oh yeah,
If
yeah.
Coulter Nell's on the team, then you can have ball 3 in the power play, and then have Coulter and
Preston.
bowling a death, and then Nisham can bowl in the death too at times. I mean, I don't know how good of a bowler Nisham is in the death. I just know the only time I've seen him bowl very well in the death was the 2019 World Cup final. Like that's obviously the biggest pressured match you could think of, but like he's not like elite, you know.
I don't know about like at certain points of the innings, but his career T20 bowling average is 25, which is quite good. And but his economy rate is 9, which is not very good.
I don't know how to. I don't really try to look at bowling average.
Wait, is
Yeah,
9
bowling
his
average in
death
T20
bowling
is not-
economy or
No,
is it
just
the normal?
overall bowling economy is 9, which means death is even
Okay.
higher.
But I think he was so shit at the start of his career that I think those stats might be. It's probably better the last 3 years.
Yeah, it could be.
And, like,
Cricinfo
you have to look-
doesn't have the stats by year for
Yeah.
non-international matches.
Also, like New Zealand grounds are really small.
That's true.
Those are like very hard to bowl. But yeah, I think death bowling is the issue, and opening too many openers in the top 4 is the one issue I have with this team. I'm gonna say they're like, I think they're gonna be bottom again.
Really?
Sorry, Surge. Yeah.
It's hard to
And
see that with
it
the
is
bowling
fifth or
attack like this. I
sixth.
get the death over issue, but then with spinners like Chahal and Ashwin, it's
Okay, but how is Radisson on ground? Does it even favor spin a lot?
I don't know, but I
Here's the thing.
genuinely think in every IPL match you need 2 spinners, regardless.
Right.
of
No, but
the
what I'm
ground
saying
is.
is, will they be super successful, these 2 spinners?
I think the Rajasthan ground is big, so the spinners could play a good part.
Oh, if
I
it's
mean,
big, then Chahal will have a feast. He'll just have that
Yeah.
guy at deep cover and bowl wide outside us of every ball.
not wrong. Cool. All wrapped up for Rajasthan, right?
Sounds good.
Cool. Sunrisers last.
And if you guys were
this
to
team is
rank
at the worst.
Okay, worst
Okay.
team. Okay,
worst team last season,
I'm gonna say this first. I'll preface by saying Sunrise has been a very successful IPL team in the last 6 years, right? Except for last season, they've been in playoffs like every season, right? But I'll be shocked if they're not last place this season. Oh my god, their team is bad.
their team is pretty bad.
Their team is really bad. First,
Except Aiden Markram or Glenn Phillips, I don't think they bought any good players.
I don't even have Markram in my team because there's no space for him.
I have Marker in my team because there's space for anyone in this team.
They bought so many bowlers. They spent 4 crore on Karthik Tyagi and he's just sitting on the bench. There's no space for him.
The big Sean Abbott too, Marco Jansen. Even their overseas. Okay, like,
I don't think Marco Jansen is a good T20 bowler. He's like the Kyle Jamieson type who doesn't bowl fast enough, and he just like you can't bowl line and
kinda
length at 120.
tall but not quick.
Like you can't bowl line and length at like 128, 130 in T20. You're gonna get hit every ball.
So here's the thing, like with this team, they were losing from the start when they said, Rashid, you might be the best player T20 in the world, but you're not getting the top retention by. Kane Williamson is literally Kane Williamson is my screensaver. I'm a huge Kane Williamson fan.
Feel sorry
There's
for him.
nothing in the world that can convince anyone that Kane Williamson deserves a top retention spot over Rashid Khan. I mean, Rashid Khan has 4 overs under 24 runs every game. Like you can't, no money can amount to that, what the value that brings. The second they did that, I knew this team was screwed. And then, like, you're really going from Rashid Khan to your top spinners now being Washington Sundar and sharing.
It's a Washington Sundar, Abhishek Sharma, and Abdul Samad.
2 part-timers
For 8 overs. 8 overs.
a non-turning off spinner.
At this point, Kane Williamson is going to bowl.
Yeah, my roommate watched cricket. He's laughing his ass off. So he knows.
Why
Like-
would you spend 6.5 crore on Abhishek Sharma?
Because someone else wanted him for 6.25 or for whatever reason.
Wait, Abhishek Sharma. I've always thought he's a good player, but he's a very bits and pieces player. Like he hit the ball, he can bowl somewhat leftover spin. this could be this breakout season. It's a
But
big
whatever
maybe.
it was, they just didn't buy any batters.
Yeah,
like-
like Huron. They bought 10
They spent
Huron.
10, like almost 11 crore. Okay, so if I were to give you my team, this is what it would be. I decided to go for those overseas fast bowlers because they spent so much money on all of them. But so I have Tripathi, Kane, Puran, Abhishek, Samad, Washington, Romario Shepherd, Janssen, Bhuvneshwar, Umran Malik, and Natarajan.
Okay.
It's just way too
Who's your
many
openers?
bowlers on the team.
The openers?
Tripathi and Kane.
Okay. You say there's so many bowlers,
Markram or no?
but then your best spinner is Washington Sundar. So it's like you
No, I don't have
find the
Markram
right-
in the team, but I can definitely see them putting in Markram and then dropping someone like, I don't know.
Yeah, I have Kane.
You can't drop Shepherd, or you probably drop Janssen, but they spent
What
like
is
4.5
Shepherd even do
crore.
again?
He's
Shepherd's
the
all
West
around.
Indies bits and pieces all rounder.
Yeah, he's like
He'll hit a long ball and bowl like 2 overs for 8.5 runs and over.
okay. So like you got okay.
And he got 8.5 crores. Or
Dang,
something
there are a
like
lot of
Yeah.
West Indies now. In
Oh,
the
yeah,
They
Yeah,
went
because
from
they
Jason
love-
Holder to
that. All these
Shepherd
IPL
guy.
teams love West Indies players because they just hit
Yeah.
long balls.
But they
And
didn't even
bowl
retain
like
Jason
140.
Holder, who's actually been a very good player for them.
Jason
Yeah.
Holder got bought for a ton of money as well.
So here's another. Okay, first up, Nicholas Puran, 10 crore. The dude hit like 5 ducks last season.
And he not only did he play badly in the IPL, but he also played really badly in the World Cup, T20 World
Okay.
Cup.
Yeah. Okay. So what are we doing here? Like, Sunrise has been always been my second team, but it's more because they have Kane Williamson. Kane Williamson didn't even have a good IPL last year. So, and he's still a brilliant T20 player.
And the
We saw
problem
him
is
in
you
the
have to
final.
play poor on every single match because there's no keeper.
Oh yeah, that too.
They have
no,
Glenn
no, Puran's
Phillips.
playing. Puran's different. I think the
I mean,
only
I would
way.
rather play Puran than Glenn Phillips, I guess.
No, the only way KK Sunrisers are doing well is if Kane Williamson has like a 2018 season. Tripathi, remember Tripathi in 2017?
I genuinely think Rahul Tripathi is really good.
Yeah, but like he's not like done much since 2017.
He got like 8.5 crore. Maybe he's not that good, but I think he's like 6-7 crore good.
okay. That's okay, but like I'm looking at IPO record, not money right now. So you take that, then you have Abhishek Sharma will someone get 5 times better. Right. Then Bhuvi and Tina Natarajan don't get injured the whole season. That's
Yes.
those are 2 big maybes. Umar Malik, he's a really quick, right? He's super quick, right?
That's all he does though.
Right. So if he's super quick and someone does a couple other things, and then Sundar Sama bowls 4 overs every game under 30 runs, then maybe we're looking at a team that can not get demolished. But like, how many?
I don't
ifs
see
and
Samad bowling 4 overs.
There's no chance.
can't. There's no chance. He bowls.
I mean,
less-
Washington Sundar by proxy is bowling 4 overs a match.
Hmm.
dude. And then don't even get me started. Washington Sundar, the T20 batsman. He's not good.
Wait, yeah,
He's a test
I feel like I used to think Washington Sundar was a guy who like hit the long ball in T20, but no, he plays in tests.
No, he's a very, very nice looking test batsman. He scored 50 against Australia.
Yeah,
right?
but he plays the same way in T20. He starts
Yeah,
off slow and
absolutely
hits
useless for us.
down the ground in the V.
He's a lot similar to Ashwin as a batsman.
Yeah.
But like, okay, so you're looking at they have 3 spinners in their top 7. That's it, and then they got like 4 pet facers. The only strength they have is
Too
if
many
Bhuvi-
pacers.
Not if only Bhuvi and Natarajan come on get fit, but then their batting line's really weak.
I mean, even Bhuvneshwar has not played well. Like last season, Bhuvneshwar was pretty bad. And this is a Bhuvneshwar. I'm a really big Bhuvneshwar fan. But
and then
I mean,
he got
ever since he
crashed.
got injured, his pace has gone down like crazy and it's been easier to hit.
I'm sorry, he won't even last the IPL, in my opinion. So,
You don't think I can definitely see it.
yeah, I think he'll get injured. Natarajan is coming back from injury.
Is he gonna get injured again before the T20 World Cup?
Who, Natarajan or Bhuvi?
No, Bhuvi.
I mean, he's not even a pick in the T20 World Cups.
Yeah, he's
No,
been
he
they've-
played the-
Indian team has started looking past
Wait,
him.
he played the T20 World Cup. What do you mean?
No, he's saying the next T20 World Cup is also this
Yeah,
year.
Yeah, he'll get it. I mean, even if he doesn't get injured, it doesn't matter. I don't think he's in the first 11. But yeah, it's a very weak team. Like their top order will look weak. Oh, first off, we haven't even been on. Kane's not even like confirmed to play this IPL. He still has a shoulder operation going on.
Oh, that's true.
So imagine they lose Kane Williamson.
Then yeah, you have Aiden Markram and a lot of hope.
Okay, even Aiden Marker's not an IPL superstar either. Like,
Yeah.
like, what do you got? Like, first off, who the hell will captain this team? Bhuvi?
No, because he's not guaranteed to play every match. Maybe they'll give it to Puran and just hope.
Okay, yeah. This team's depressing. Yeah, I think
In terms of
is
oh,
not
I guess
looking
what would you grade it?
2.5.
okay. They deserve a 1 just for not picking Rashid Khan.
Okay, I'll give them a 1.
Like
Sounds about
Rashid
right.
Khan, Rashid Khan could have a 20 per over run per over season, and I'd still retain him the next year. Like how do you not play him?
Yeah.
No matter how good your bowling
Kane
is.
seems like a nice guy. I'm sure he would have taken the second spot too.
Yeah, that's the thing. They were apparently their excuse was they needed a captain.
But
Bro,
the only reason is if Kane is not willing to take the second spot.
even then, I would have said Kane go to the auction. No ways. Come on.
That's true. With the price that these overseas batters were bought at, you would have definitely bought Kane for like 6 crore.
Yeah, and Kane. I mean, come on. Like even no matter how shit your bowling attack is, right? If Rashid Khan's in their team, it becomes a 16 over game.
Yes.
It's 4 overs 21. It's like a guarantee. Like
Yeah.
so, like that immediately puts the team at a disadvantage. And now, yeah, well, I guess the next team we'll talk about has Kane, so has Rashid Khan. So
Oh, so this is Gujarat, right?
yeah,
I think they did an equally awful job as Sunrisers during the auction.
so I'm looking at Cricket Fo's preview for Gujarat, and they have Vijay Shankar at number 2.
Yeah, okay. I removed him from my team. I do not think Vijay Shankar is
So
worth a
like
spot
I
on
didn't.
IPL
I actually
team.
didn't look at their squad. Oh my god, no.
They have Vijay Shankar at number 3. Not only is he in the team, but he's also at number 3.
What the
They
fuck?
picked Rahul Tewatia for 9
I guess
crore.
India picked Vijay Shankar at 4, so they have Matthew.
They picked Rahul Tewatia for 9 crore, and he's gonna be in this team as a third spinner.
Pandyas, right? They have them though.
They have Hardik.
Mm.
Oh, just Hart. Okay. Where
And
did
Hardik's
Kunal
not
end up?
bowling.
Kunal is going to play with his friend Deepak Huda at Lucknow
Lucknow,
Super
okay,
Giants.
okay.
His best friend.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Wait,
what
why
was-
did they pick someone like Shubman Gill ahead of other Indian openers?
They
like
do have
probably
Shubman Gill.
Ishan Kishan.
They have
Yeah,
Gill.
why did they like?
Oh,
take him?
instead of Kishan, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe Kishan didn't want to go. Maybe Kishan wanted to go to the auction. That's the guess that I have.
Okay,
Mm.
their opening pair is okay. Like Jason Roy, Shubman Gill. It's like one very good.
In
player.
fact, I didn't find a place for Jason Roy in the team.
Who are your
but
op- who would you-
I chucked Matthew Wade into the opening spot, but
Oh,
I can
no
definitely.
way.
I
I
can-
have Matthew Wade too, but at 5 or 6.
Okay, so then you're not playing David Miller.
No.
Okay, so then yeah, in that case, then it's Roy Gill. this guy-
You were expecting me to see like, you were expecting me to be like, oh, you forgot Dave Miller. No, I didn't.
No, I mean I put David Miller in the team, but
No way.
okay. Then in that case, it's Roy Gill. This guy Abhinav Manohar. I don't know anything about him.
Yeah, he's at 4 for me.
Matthew Wade. Then your slew of like all rounders and bowlers: Hardik Pandya, Rahul Tewatia, Rashid Khan, Sai Kishore, Lockie Ferguson, Mohammad Shami, and this guy Yash Dayal.
Yeah, so instead of him, you can play Roy at the top, and then Matthew
Yeah,
Wade
yeah.
at whatever 5 or something,
Yeah.
and then you have Vijay Shankar. So that's the replacement for you then.
Wait, did you have Ferguson?
Yes, I have literally every bowler in this team. Instead of Vijay Shankar, I played another bowler because they spent so much money on their bowlers, and they still have more bowlers on the bench. I'm pretty sure.
You have Lockie Ferguson, right?
Yes.
So they've got three quality bowlers: Ferguson, Shami, and Rashid Khan.
And Rashid Khan. And then they also have Tewatia, Sai Kishore, and Yash Dayal. I'm a big believer in Sai
Is
Kishore. I
Pandya
think he's
bowling
really
or
good.
Pandya is not bowling yet.
Not yet.
Tewatia is bits and pieces as hell.
Hmm.
Like,
I don't know why they spent 9 crore on him because he can't bat aside from that one
I
match.
think I think the fact is that innings was like, if you look at it, it was just 1 over, right? It was a shit innings. that
Literally
won.
1 over. Before
It
he
was,
was
just like,
adding
it
at,
was
like,
so
66 seconds.
astounding, the innings, the whole like turnaround that everyone's gonna remember his name. But like now it's just like too much. 9 crore for Tewatia, like seriously,
No, that was crazy.
that's crazy stupid. I actually didn't even know Gujarat had such a bad auction. Now looking at it, yeah, they look.
I thought afterwards that their team was worse than Sunrisers, but now after talking about it, maybe it's not that bad.
I mean, they have 3. No, the thing is, like what I said, Sunrise could have had. It's gonna be a 16 over game, right, with Rashid Khan.
Yeah.
Then
So
you've
this will
got-
be a 16 over game.
Yeah. Then Ferguson Shami is very, very.
Yeah, their bowling is going to be good. Their middle order just looks garbage though.
No, they're.
It's honestly
top
not
order is not
terrible
great.
because I mean their opening pair is solid, right? With Gill
Yeah.
and Roy, but then I think you have 2 batsmen in between that are I don't know how they're going to perform, and then Pandya and Wade should hold their ground for their like whatever last few overs, right?
They
So
also have
cricket
Jayant
goes,
Yadav, who's quite good in the lower middle order.
Jayant Yadav. That's
Yeah.
interesting. The Giant
Jayant
Yadav,
Yadav was played as like a left-hander specialist, right?
Yeah,
Delhi Capital
left-handers.
specialist.
he's very, very good against lefties. He's a very nice drift and
Cricinfo's team doesn't have Yash Dayal in it, right?
no.
I only put him because they spent a good 3.2 crore on him. So I mean, clearly they see something in him, or maybe they just love bowlers and keep wanting to buy more.
He was really good in the Vijay Hazare Trophy.
They also have Azari Joseph just sitting on the bench because they thought they needed another bowler.
He's
Sorry,
that
bro.
guy who got 6 wickets for Mumbai, right? That one.
Yeah,
man
Right, he's
wonder.
one of West Indies' best
Mm.
limited over bowlers.
Yeah. No, he's one of West Indies like main bowlers, yeah. Yeah, Matthew Wade, I think will be like a floater. I don't know where they'll bat him. He bats everywhere, right? He can open. Australia use him as a specialist number 7.
He will probably be in the team unless they decide to play Saha as their keeper.
They didn't even pick a keeper until day 2, apparently. Like,
Yeah, and then they
Saha
picked
was
Saha
old.
and Wade like right after each other
Wasn't
because
Saha,
they
like,
probably
unsold?
decided. Saha is old.
No, wasn't he unsold at first?
No, they picked him for like 1.7 or
Base
something.
price, right?
1.9.
Yeah. See, my thing with I think to play Saha at a T20 team means like you're like your other keeper must be like super shit at keeping.
Really? I think Saha is genuinely a good batter in
What
the
he's
IPL.
got the 2014 and that 2 innings for Sunrisers in the end of 2020.
Yeah, that because you know why? Because that's only the 2 matches that he played that year.
No, but then didn't he played in 2021? I remember him scoring 1 of 10 against RCB.
I don't
remember
remember
that.
that. I don't know. I believe in Saha as an opener, but I mean
We
they
have
don't need
enough
an opener.
Saha
They're
to
opening
do
like in terms of what you were saying previously about having 2 openers who are very similar. Gujarat did a good job of avoiding that with Gill and Roy.
Yeah, I mean Gill and Roy is a good combo. That's you have like someone who can attack after power play. You have one who will attack in power play.
Yeah.
But then
If I
again,
were to-
like Gill's like okay IPL record. Like he's not been a leader. Roy for some reason is not cracked IPL, which is shocking. I think he's still the best opening batsman in T20 but he's the fastest opening batsman I think in T20 cricket.
He's not got a lot of opportunities too. He was in Delhi, then got injured. Then he went to Sunrisers, who had like 5 openers, so didn't get a spot.
Oh yeah, I went on a rant last year when they bought Roy. The fact that he played was shocking though. He still got a game time because that's how bad they were last season. But yeah,
Yeah, if I'm grading, I'm giving it a 2.
I'll give it a 3. I'd say they'll be the bottom team.
They and Sunrisers are
The new
fighting for
bottom
the last
team,
spot.
Yeah. Hardik Pandya as captain, I don't know how that'll work out, but
I don't think it will work out. You could just give Rashid Khan the captaincy. He can do something better.
yeah. I guess Hardik Pandya, the good thing is he has Rashid Khan. That's a really, really fun thing for the captain. Should we move on to the worst named team of the tournament? Agree with that?
Maybe, but in
Probably,
my opinion,
yeah.
these guys had a really, really
Best
good
option,
auction.
honestly. Along with Punjab, these guys are up there.
I think.
Yeah,
so
I
too.
mean,
Rahul and Dekok at top, right?
They bought
Rahul-
Quinton de Kock was another big steal.
Mhm.
Yeah, DeCock went for. How is DeCock a steal? I mean, how is DeCock so low?
He
been
was sold for
such a-
6.75. He and Bairstow were sold for the same amount.
He's won 2. He opened the batting for Mumbai in the 2 seasons they won. What the
Yeah.
hell? I was shocked by that. I mean, I know he didn't do amazing in IPL last year, but he's still Quinton DeCock, right?
So the team that I have for Lucknow is KL Rahul, Quinton de Kock, Manish Pandey, who I mean, I guess.
Mid.
Deepak Huda, Marcus Stoinis, Krunal Pandya, Krishnapal Gautam, Jason Holder, Mark Wood, Ravi Bishnoi, and Avesh Khan.
Yeah, I actually think they have 10 very, very good players. 10 really good players.
I don't know if
Manish Pandey or-
I always don't think Krunal Pandya is not a great player, but he provides enough on both sides that
Okay. So very interesting. I also thought Kunal Pandya was overrated. And then he actually did an article and they kind of questioned him about like, oh, you were really good in 2017-18, but recently your stats have been okay. He's like, and then he started justifying his stats a little bit.
wait, didn't he say something like I bat the way that they tell me to or something like that?
Yeah, and then he also said he bowls on the toughest ground in Mumbai. And now I look at it, that's not wrong. And his economy is not that terrible if you look at it from perspective. He's like very useful. I mean, he will always be what I term a Walmart Jadeja. But he's still he's an IPL winner. Like he's won the IPL.
Yeah, and he played well when it mattered too.
Yeah, he could bowl decent overs. And I mean, the one thing that Krunal Pandya, he can't be a first choice spinner ever. But the second/third, sharing it with Gautam, with Roy Bishnoi being the main spinner, they have a very nice bowling attack.
No, they do because they have Avesh Khan and Mark Wood taking the new ball. If you want to save one of them, you can take Holder with the new ball. Then they have Ravi
Yeah.
Bishnoi, Marcus Stoinis, Krunal Pandya, and Krishnappa Gautam.
And Avish Khan was the bowler, best bowler of last IPL, or at least top 2, right?
Yeah, he was
Very
bowling
exciting
very well.
fast bowler.
They've paid 10 crore for him.
Yeah, and they got 3 spinner options, and then Deepak Huda as well. If they
Yeah,
so they have
I
bowling
feel like
options.
the one thing is their batting lineup goes into all-rounders fairly quick. They don't have specialist batsmen other than their opening pair, right? And then Manish Pandey, who's
Yeah.
garbage.
that's true.
I think the biggest issue actually is I think they have a slow top 3. They don't have explosive enough.
They have Evan
Yeah.
Lewis on the bench, but are you dropping one of Stoinis,
No.
Holder,
No,
Wood,
not
or
Stoinis.
no.
De Kock? You can't
If
drop
Evan
any of
Lewis
them.
comes, it'll be if De Kock hits poor form.
But then they
or
don't have a keeper.
Carroll will keep.
Oh, true.
Yeah,
True.
that's the. Here's the problem: you have Carroll who can be a ball leader. De Kock, if you bowl well to him, can start off so, and then you have Pandey, who is a definite ball leader. Like Pandey is the ball eaters of all the ball leaders. So then you got 3 players who can get you off to a fairly slow start. So if that happens, I can see Evan Lewis coming in for De Kock if they feel it.
That- I guess That's a
gunpowder,
crazy
like-
thing. De Kock is expendable on this team.
Yeah, he has been expendable before. I mean, RCB dropped him for Parthiv Patel on 6 because he was doing that bad. So like, think about it. But
Yeah.
like, they can like, sorry, they could do with unless Carroll feels that he has more batting here because this isn't that shitty Punjab team he was with before, and he is able to gun the power play better. Then they won't have to worry about that top 3.
Another thing is that
Do they have a domestic player, like an Indian domestic player that can replace Pandey? Because Pandey is just so bad. In
let me
IPL.
look.
They have Deepak Huda.
Manan
who's, like,
Vora.
come at 5.
Yeah, I know. I play
Anyways.
Manan Bor over Manish Pandey.
Isn't Manan Vora an opener?
You
Yeah,
can
back
play
to 3.
3. It's fine. One thing you could do is you can put Kale Rahul in the middle order. He's batted so well in the middle order in
Nah.
ODIs. If you want to do that,
Yeah.
obviously, I don't think he's. I
No
don't
way
think
they
he'll
do that.
No ways
Yeah.
they'll do that.
I don't
Not
know
the
why he
purple
loves
cap winner.
opening, but he's like such a good middle order player.
But he's the purple cap winner of opening. And he has hundreds opening. They won't do that. I still say he's the second best opener in IPL. in the
One
last
thing
5.
is maybe he was ball eating because Mayank Agarwal was playing so well alongside him. So if Quinton de Kock is ball eating, maybe he will open up more. That could be a possibility.
Also, to
And
be
the
fair,
same
he
with
didn't have
India,
a
right? Because
middle order
Dhawan
in
was
Punjab,
also
right?
sorry.
Punjab, he didn't have a middle order so he
Yeah,
had to
Punjab
like,
has
That's
make sure
true. He had
doesn't lose
Puran
his
and
wicket.
like
So
I don't even remember
that's pretty much it. Puran, Huda.
David Miller.
But here also he doesn't have a great middle order.
was
Like,
on,
he does have Jason Holden in the low middle order and like Krunal and Deepak.
No,
Huda.
I mean,
But-
Huda. I mean, you have Stoinis who
Hmm.
was very good in the World Cup. I mean,
Marcus Stoinis is very good. There's a reason why they use their retention on him.
yeah. I mean, he didn't have an amazing World Cup, but he was very crucial in the Pakistan win with Matthew Wade. And he bowls overs. And Deepak Huda is. I mean, they gave him a debut for India. Krunal Pandya is part of the Mumbai successful lower order. I actually think they have a better lower order than most teams. Holder, Gautam can hit the ball. Mark
Gautam
Wood
is such a good hitter.
batsman. Mark Wood can
Gautam is like a spinning Indian version of Odean Smith. He just literally hits at like 300 strike rate every innings and then gets up.
Yeah, but that's all you need if you're batting at 8, right?
Exactly. I would love him at 8, and then he can bat at 4 if the top 3 are doing well and you have like 2 overs left.
I also think it's not a bad option if Stoinis goes up the order either. If they also because Stoinis
He opened for Delhi in that final, right?
He also
Yeah,
2
opened
years
for
ago.
like some big bash.
no, he's an
Hmm.
opener at Big Bash level, and he's like
Yeah.
he has hundreds.
So is Maxwell, I guess.
Yeah, but like Stoinis is a good opener too. But he said himself he knows in the Australian team and the Delhi team his role is never going to be to open. So he's been focusing on range hitting spinners more, and it's worked off well. Mark Stoinis is a quality player. Like that's no doubt about that. There's a
Delhi
bit-
was also using him with the new ball last year, and he was bowling cheap overs up front.
Oh yeah, because apparently he got De Kock out a couple times. I remember they used him as a strategy against De Kock. It's a good team. I think like kind of similar to like Pune and Gujarat Lions like 5 years ago. Like one was bottom, one was top. I think this team will be in the play. Will be top 5. I can't say they're in the playoffs. I've already said 4 other teams will be in the playoffs.
I think this team is making the playoffs along with probably Delhi, Kolkata,
Who are the-
and Punjab.
who are their
Or Delhi,
backup-
CSK, and Punjab.
Who's the backup for Mark? You need a backup for Mark Wood no matter what team you're playing.
Backup for Mark Wood is
Backup.
Dushmanta Chamira, Kyle Mayers,
Kyle is the batsman.
Ankit Rajput. Ankit Rajput has consistently been very good, and they bought him for 50 lakhs.
I don't know actually if Mark wishes it. Okay, Mark won't play every game. He's way too injury liable.
No, I think he can. It's only 4 overs.
He doesn't play every. He's injured a lot. Like he was playing the West Indies Test series too. He might get injured there. Like just trust. And it won't be a bad idea. I'm trying to think of a team where I can get rid of Manish Pandey. So get this guy in.
Kyle Mayers.
Then get rid of Manish Pandey.
Kyle Mayers has been opening for West Indies, so maybe he can play in top 3.
Yeah, you can get Kyle Mayers in, or you can get Stoynes at 3 and get They had another middle order overseas.
Madan Vora.
No, overseas. You mentioned someone else, right?
I don't recognize any of these other names.
No, you said Chamira. Who's
Gautam Pan.
Kyle Myers.
Kyle Myers can open, or Kyle Myers can bat 4 actually. He
can bat wherever you want him to.
Yeah, so if Mark Wood doesn't work too well, and
kick Manish Pandey out of. I don't know why they spent like 5 crore on Manish Pandey, right? 4.5 crore on Manish Pandey.
Manish Pandey is as bad as Suresh Raina, maybe worse. So if Suresh Raina doesn't get retained, the only thing that I can see why people like Manish Pandey is he might be a top 3 fielder in India. He is a gun fielder.
But I mean, I don't think any team will buy a player just for his fielding skills.
No, I know that was half a joke, but like, as you could tell, I'm not a fan of Manish Pandey. There was a rumor.
His averages are all really good, and then he just bats awfully.
No, there was a rumor that she was looking him to be their captain. He's from Karnataka, and I was like, if that happens, that might be it for me as RCB fan. That could be this last straw. Obviously, now that I've said all this shit, Manish Pandey's gonna have a 700-run season, go completely off and shit. But just to be wrong, but I'd still think they should find a way to get him out of the team. Maybe get Manan Vora in. It's a good team though. I think the thing with Krunal Pandya here also is he's going to have a lot of freedom. He gets to bat at 6, and he's the second/third spinner, so he might not even have to bowl all the time, right?
Yeah,
matchup thing.
I just want to see Krunal Pandya and Deepak Huda play together. Like I want to see them make partnerships. And
what's the joke here? I didn't get it.
It was something
they had a
where
huge
like
fight with
Deepak Huda left the Baroda team because he got bullied by Krunal Pandya or something like that.
No way.
It was a big deal like a year ago.
Oh.
It was so funny.
Same thing with Ashwin and Butler, right?
Okay, but that's different. That was like one. He was like,
it's similar.
But this dude literally left his team because he was getting bullied by Krunal and Hardik Pandya.
Couldn't handle the smoke.
I mean, Harbhajan Singh and Ricky Ponting played on the same team. That was like a big deal in IPL. I remember when it started.
That's true.
But yeah, they're a good team. Cool. I want to see I think it's also very important for the Indian team to see how KL Rahul bats, because their only problem with him right now as an opening batsman is they have too many of those like anchor players, as Lakshya likes to say, and I'd like to see KL Rahul try to free up his strike rate, be like at least 135 plus, you know.
Who's opening for India right now?
In T20.
Rohit and Dhawan.
Rohit and KL in T20s. But I think one of them's injured, so it's gonna be like Gaikwad or something.
Do you guys want to talk about players who were unsold?
We can talk about right now, right?
There are quite a few. Like if I were just to read out the players who listed their base price at 2 crore who got unsold, Suresh Raina, Steven Smith, Shakib Al Hasan, Adil Rashid, Mujib, Imran Tahir.
Adil usually doesn't go, right?
Yeah, he got picked up as a backup player last year.
He deserves it though. That's crazy. Zampa and him are like best. I guess overseas swingers is tough to get a spot.
But like,
I don't know. Shakib has played well.
Yeah, Shakib is surprising.
The reason he's an all-rounder too is like he's been amazing for the last 8 years. So the fact he's not been picked up in those years, there's like no reason to get picked up now, right? Like he's not doing.
I feel like Sunrisers Hyderabad could have easily picked up Shakib Al Hasan at base price, and he would fit in their team right now.
They could have picked all of these players.
Any overseas player would fit in Sunrisers Hyderabad.
Any player, come on, like Abdul Rashid and Zampa. That's a big upgrade from Abdul Zaman bowling leg spin, okay? So and Washington Sundar bowling non-turning off spin. Like, yeah, I mean,
Sam Curran didn't put his name for the auction, right?
I don't think so.
A lot of
he would have gotten picked 100%.
Yeah. CSK would have gotten
Smith going on solo was also not surprising though, to be honest.
You don't think so?
Recent form, and then I don't know.
I don't
It
think
kind of
Steve.
makes sense.
I don't think
Dawid
Steve
Malan
Smith
went
should be on the
unsold.
team.
Owen Morgan went
Ex number
unsold.
one T20 batsman going unsold.
I don't think Steve Smith
Just shows you
should
how
be on
jank their
Australia's
ratings
squad
are.
anymore.
Yeah. Aaron Finch,
Aaron
Labuschagne,
Finch is like he can
Ishant
get,
Sharma.
Aaron Finch getting
You
picked.
see, Labu was bowling pace in the or 2 days ago, I think.
I saw him
Queensland
bowling
against-
pace. Yeah, he's
Yeah, one day match. It was decent.
Tabraiz Shamsi went unsold. Isn't he
that's
like the
that's
number one or number
yeah,
two?
he's good. But again, like I think if Zampa's not getting picked, Rashid and Shams are getting picked is not picked is shock. It won't be surprising.
Yeah, so
That's
those are
actually
like
crazy
the main
though.
players.
The fact that these guys aren't going, but then Hasranga's going for whatever 10.
Yeah,
10
I really didn't think the Hasaranga thing made sense, knowing this.
It's got to be the batting aspect as
It has
well.
to be
But then
Yeah.
Shaki would have gotten picked. Shaki was a better batter than Hasaranga.
True.
No,
but
but
then-
Shuki,
Yeah.
but we're looking at leg spinners right now.
But I mean, I guess
Maybe
if
it's
you think
like
about
his
it, he's
left arm,
turning the
right?
ball the same way because he's a
Yeah.
left arm.
No, it's not about turning the ball the same way. It's the fact that Hassan can turn the ball, like he can turn the ball both ways without
Mhm.
having to chuck.
I see.
That's
Yeah.
the problem. That's the problem. I mean, I think another thing is Hassan. Maybe it's just like the fact that Hassan is Sri Lanka's best cricketer. He is like single-handedly holding that team right now. Maybe that's also another big deal. He
But
bowls
Sri Lanka's quality has also gone down, right?
right, but
So
like, he's
Their
a
best
player-
cricketer could be South Africa's fifth or sixth best cricketer.
Right, but Sri Lankan cricketers have always played in the IPL. Sri Lanka's always had a good rivalry with India. Hassan is one of the players that would have fit in Sri Lanka's Dream 11 as well back in the like 5-6 years ago. So I do think that there's like a level of bias there. Like, who cares about like a Zampa when you can get 10 other Australians? But if you want a Sri Lankan representation, Hasaranga is your guy.
I guess a couple of notable Indian players also went unsold, like Ishant Sharma. Like a lot of these old guys, Piyush Chawla.
Oh,
Yeah, I think
Saurabh Tiwari has played well every single opportunity he's got, but he went unsold too. Like I remember Mumbai played him at number 3 when someone was injured last season, and he
no,
scored
when
like a
Ishan,
50.
no. When Ishan Kishan was playing like shit.
Oh yeah, and he scored like a 50.
But
It seems like
50
no
of
one
what,
wants him.
40 balls, right?
No, I remember he was playing well. I remember Rajat Patidar was like supposed to be RCB's next big thing last season. He also went unsold.
I'm surprised our speed didn't go back for KS Bharat. He played well for them. That's another thing, especially after that Delhi innings. 6 o'clock.
Yeah. Where he hit the 6.
I think yeah, I see another thing is mega auctions tend to be like the ending of certain players, especially like IPL stalwarts have been there for a long time, especially if they're old, not in the Indian team anymore. So I think like the Piyush Chawla, Ishant Sharma, all these are not surprising me. I don't see them being a big deal in IPL cricket. Like Ishant Sharma is not even like getting to the test team now, which is his first thing. Though he did make a nice IPL comeback in 2019. Piyush Chawla, he's played like a lot of IPL. I think
These are probably the guys who are going to get picked up by teams when some guy gets injured.
Is Amit Mishra in the team?
No, he also went unsold.
Yeah, unsold.
Yeah, Amit Mishra was the leading wicket taker in IPL for a while.
If
I don't
Amit Mishra had put his base price at like 20 lakh, I think he would have gotten
Yeah,
sold.
yeah.
But I think he's at the point where he's like, if I'm playing for 20 lakhs, I'll probably not even play.
Yeah, and I guess like they're old, like they've played IPL enough now.
Yeah.
They're probably their lives are probably more focused now on either coaching, if they're doing anything career related.
cool.
I think that's it,
I
right?
think we can wrap it up there.
That sounds good.
Yeah. How about a quick ranking? Who's top 4 for each of you guys?
Sunrisers.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. Solid.
You forgot Gujarat Titans.
Oh no. Gujarat Titans is the shittiest name. Not Lucknow Super Giants. Gujarat.
No, Titans is better than Super Giants. Come on.
They just copied their like the previous
Titans is
team's
sick.
name, right?
Was it
Who
good?
It's
No.
the same ownership or something, so he just made the
Mhm.
same name.
All right. On all serious, Punjab.
The logo is
Mumbai-
also very similar.
Punjab, Mumbai, CSK, and Delhi.
Bro, Mumbai, how is that? Okay, whatever. We'll see.
KKR RCB will be
Yeah.
the 5th, 6th. They'll be the ones who like will lose out on net run rate or one match.
For me, it's Lucknow, CSK, Mumbai, and KKR. I wanted to say Punjab, but I'll say KKR.
Oh, that was
Okay. Punjab, Lucknow, CSK, Delhi.
that's my exact one as well. I don't know if it's in that order. but those
Probably
are the
Delhi,
top four.
CSK. I mean, the order doesn't
Yeah.
really matter.
Holy crap.
Cool.
So does this mean the IPL is longer now?
Yeah.
Oh my god. It's
Oh
never,
God. No, are they gonna play like 2 games a day or something?
please.
like
They better do that
multiple
more.
days.
Usually that's what happens, right? Oh no, that's only on the weekends.
Going on
Yeah,
week-
weekends.
No, but last time they started
Friday,
doing
Saturday,
more
Sunday.
weekdays.
But it was just 2 days for every week, like 2 random days.
I see. Yeah, I mean,
We're
the
not-
last time
we're
the
not gonna be
IPL was
doing
this big was
anymore.
like what 2010, 2011 when Kochi Tuskers and
Hmm.
Pune Warriors.
Pune Warriors were in the league.
And Deccan Chargers instead of Sunrisers. Deccan
Yeah.
Chargers would do better than this bullshit team they have now.
Deccan Chargers won a championship. Don't disrespect.
Yeah, I know, but they were so bad when I watched.
That's
I
true.
only remember Deccan Chargers days Dale Stable and AD. Damn, okay. Fuck. I'm not a huge fan of IPL. See, I like IPL.
I like the IPL
Nah,
auction more than I
after, like,
liked
the
watching
first
the
week
IPL. I
and
didn't even
then
watch
it's
the
like-
finals last year.
It's done.
The problem is like it feels like IPL just happened. So the fact that if we have like a long IPL with so many matches, I'm gonna get bored with them like half a season.
That's what I hate. It's like I wasn't even excited for the T20 World Cup because of IPL.
Yeah, IPL
It just
ruined World Cup.
there's too much T20
Too
cricket.
much T20.
I just don't think T20 cricket is very interesting to watch after a while. Like
Yeah,
it's just the same
it's
stuff
so-
over and over again.
It doesn't become skill based at a certain time. It becomes a lot of luck and matchups and all.
Yeah,
this.
like I think I told you once, I was watching some test match and then immediately a T20 match popped up on the screen afterwards. And I was like, what are these stupid balls that people are bowling and people are getting out to? Like, it's just
Yeah.
boring.
No, because like okay, as a spinner, right? Myself, when I play T20, sometimes it's just like there's no point bowling good balls at times because you're just setting up now in the slot to be hit. So unless you have to bowl short balls or like really shit garbage non-turning off spin just to
I
make
mean,
sure.
to be
that-
fair, that's also the skill level that you're playing at compared to like
No, but
the
Australia.
there
higher
was a-
levels, right?
There was an interview with Ravichandran Ashwin. He said the way to get Virender Sehwag out is to bowl the best bad ball you can.
Yes, or
Mm.
bowl 6 bad balls in a row in T20 perfectly crafted. Because
Yeah.
you can't bowl. Why do you think off spinner, a finger spin is a bit out of the game, right? Like you think of like the top T20 sides, because if you're not spinning the ball both ways and the pitches aren't helping you enough, if you're just spinning it one way, you're just gonna keep getting hit there.
And the other thing is
Yeah.
T20 boundaries are so short, like
Yeah,
comically short.
and for bats, it's just like there's so many. First of all, I think power play needs to go. I think at least 3 fielders or 4 fielders at least. I think that's the first rule I would have.
Any top edge is going for 6.
Oh yeah.
True.
Can't you roll a bouncer now? Like it's like 1 bouncer and over still. So they only made it 2. That's another thing that sucks.
Yeah.
But anyways, we could.
Cool. We'll wrap it up. Thanks everyone. Hope you enjoyed, and yeah, we'll see you on the next video. Thanks.
Bye.